Drugs. See your girl in the park. System.
This is Sean O'Malley, and you're watching Full-Time MMA. Don't be a bagel biting, bagel bitch boy, bagel bitch back.
What is going on, Full-Time family? It's time to start the show. This is a late show. We already did a show today, but I just got off work, and there's a lot of shit going on. And I said, you know what? It'd be a good time for a panel. We got a lot of stuff going on. Normally not on this late, so maybe we'll get some people in that haven't been in a while. So what's up, Full-Time family? We got the MMA Hot Wire in here. Been a minute, he says. Yes, sir. What's going on, everybody? So, yeah, man, we got a lot to talk about. You can see in the description of all the topics that we're going to be talking about on the show today. I'm hoping to get some people in here for the live panel. Anybody that wants to hop in a Google Hangout is welcome. I'm gonna be, we're gonna be discussing, debating some shit going on in MMA. But there was an interview that just dropped with Jon Jones. It was on a Russian YouTube channel right here, and it's a pretty good interview. Of course, he's being asked the questions in Russian, so it's captioned, but it's a good interview. But I took a few pieces of it specifically where Jon Jones was talking about Khabib versus McGregor. So, also though, he gave his prediction for Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Cormier. Talked about potentially fighting Daniel Cormier at heavyweight, and then promoted this brand right here. But he also talked about Chael Sonnen versus Fedor. And in this interview, the Russian interviewer brought up a point that I hadn't thought about. You've got McGregor versus Khabib and Chael Sonnen versus Fedor. Two trash talkers versus two fucking, you know, humble Russian fat ass motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And they asked Jon Jones about that as well. So it's a good interview. I might be able to find it if you search it on YouTube, but it's got a Russian title and stuff like that. So I'm going to talk about a little bit of it. And I actually have a little clip from the interview, just the audio, because copyright purposes, of course. But we're going to talk about that interview and then Jon Jones versus DC3 and a few other things. So we might be on for a while tonight. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get off work and you just be rambling, especially when you're talking about some MMA. We got Bada Jr. in the building, Annie up, Arpit, Infamous MMA, Moist Audio. What's going on, everybody? I see Infamous adding the MMA to his name. He ain't fucking around. Unemployed Mario Yamasaki in the building. What's going on, Infamous? If you're trying to hop on, let me know. You can. It's going to be a panel today. Full-time, did you take to listen to Black Thought's 10-minute freestyle? No, actually, I just got off of work. I haven't had the chance to. I got off of work a couple of hours ago, and I haven't even thought about it since I got off work. And, yeah, I couldn't listen to it at work. So, why the interview not on YouTube? It should be on. I think it is on YouTube. It might be hard to find. It's on a Russian channel. But, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's on a Russian YouTube. I mean, I got it pulled up. So, but, yeah, let's start the show off. I'm going to play the clip of Jon Jones talking about Khabib versus Conor, and where he says that Khabib doesn't finish anyone, and we're gonna look at that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see what Jon Jones is really talking about. I looked up some stats before we did this, so just gonna be a fun stream. Let me play the audio for you guys. I have it pulled up over here. Not right there, right here. All right, here we go. As soon as it plays. Alright. It's taking forever, don't worry.
Conor McGregor has definitely inspired me to reach for bigger fights. The higher the risk, the higher the reward.
Чем выше риск, тем выше награда.
And yeah, that's my plan, is to take a page out of his book and start challenging myself against some pretty scary dudes. I believe that Conor McGregor has wrestling. I don't think it's at the level of Khabib. I believe that Khabib will get the majority of his takedowns that he goes for. But Conor's he's an athlete. He shouldn't be underestimated. Yeah, I think Khabib, his boxing defense is not the strongest. And I also don't understand why he doesn't work a lot of jiu-jitsu. If you can take down anybody, why not know how to finish them? You know, he depends on ground and pound, and he never finishes anyone with that. You know, Khabib's a black belt wrestler. If he adds a black belt in jiu-jitsu to his recipe, he'd be extremely scary. Conor McGregor has definitely.
Starting that over. But yeah, so you heard him there. He was talking about Khabib and how good he is with this grappling, and he did make a good point. Could you imagine Khabib if he had a fucking black belt in jiu-jitsu? But the thing Jon Jones, I think, was wrong about is he said Khabib doesn't finish anyone, and you know that's why he maybe should get a black belt in jiu-jitsu. But people forget. Y'all must have forgot. Khabib's literally finished 2 of his last 3 opponents. and I'm going to pull that up. And what's funny is, let's look at this. So, well, not 2 of his last 3 opponents, but 2 of his last 4 opponents. He got the TKO over Darrell Horse. That was short notice. But he submitted Michael Johnson. And then he got a decision over Barboza and Iaquinta. But still, if you look at his finishing rate, he's got, what is that, 8 KOs, 8 submissions. So he's actually got 16 finishes. Now, with that being said, let's just look at his last 5 fights. What is that, 2 out of 3? Now, looking at Jon Jones, and speaking of not finishing anybody, and you have to wonder here also, is Jon Jones a little biased? You know, of course, Khabib is one of Daniel Cormier's good teammates. You know, wouldn't imagine Jon Jones praising him too much, you know, or would you? But let's just look at, of course, his knockout was overturned by Daniel Cormier for a failed drug test. And then decision. So aside from his fight where it was a failed drug test, he's on a 4-fight decision streak. You know, it's not like Jon Jones is just out here fucking finishing everybody either. So interesting criticism from Jon Jones specifically. But hey, you know, Jon Jones is probably Team McGregor coming into this. In the interview, he did say, you know, talk about Khabib's boxing defense as well. And that's something that McGregor could be able to capitalize on, we all know. But either way, I just thought it was interesting that he said Khabib doesn't finish anyone when he was actually on a 4-fight decision streak himself. And Khabib did finish Michael Johnson. And talking about jiu-jitsu, he actually finished him with the Kimura. So, and he also has 7 other submission wins aside from that. But yeah, ideally, that does sound crazy if Khabib could just go down there and be a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and after he takes you down, fucking just submit you at will. That'd be dope. That sounds like a dope-ass combination for Khabib. But, I mean, once he's got you down there and he's TKOing you, he's still winning the fight. But I guess if you just want a higher finishing rate, technically. But also think about the Iaquinta fight. It's not like Khabib was in there hunting for the finish, right? After he took him down for the first couple of rounds, he was standing up with him, showing off his striking a little bit. You know, trying to outstrike Iaquinta. He struck with Edson Barboza a little bit in the first round as well. So, I mean, it is what it is. I thought that was interesting, though, that Jon Jones had to say that. Now, that's not all he had to say, though. He also talked about Daniel Cormier's potential upcoming fight with Brock Lesnar and gave his prediction in that interview. And he said Daniel Cormier is just too fast for Brock Lesnar. One of the other things he said actually, Cormier was faster than me. He said he felt like Cormier was a little faster than him in the fight. He said, I'm definitely very excited to see Cormier fight Brock Lesnar. I think Daniel Cormier wins the fight. He's just too fast. I feel like when I fought him, he was quicker than me with certain combinations. I can only imagine he's going to be a lot quicker than Brock Lesnar. So, you know, he's got the speed. We did see him knock out the champ, Stipe Miocic. And that's actually a lot from Jon Jones to give DC the speed advantage. You know, that's one of his biggest rivals. If he thought DC was slow, he'd say it. But he said he felt like DC was actually a little quicker than him. So he feels like, of course, he's going to be quicker than Brock Lesnar. So that could play into the fight. You know what I'm saying? Really feels like everyone in the MMA community, and probably rightfully so, is just counting out Brock Lesnar like, oh, get the fuck out of here. But my thoughts are, he has won some fights in the UFC. He's a little older, of course, and maybe his body's even starting to look different. So, yeah, he's probably going to lose. But I'm just, in my mind, I wonder, I don't know this. Maybe some of you guys do. Do you guys think that in just pure wrestling, do you guys think Daniel Cormier out-wrestles Brock Lesnar? That's my question. What do you guys think about that? Unemployed Mario Yamasaki says, when do betting odds go up for Khabib versus the Conor fight? They might be up. Let me check this betting site right here. Wait, what is it called? Best fight odds. That's where I'll be going for the fake money bankroll. I think they're already up, dog. Yeah, they're already up, dog. Conor McGregor and the underdog. What's going on? Oh, shit, he's counted out again, but rightfully so. How do you not? I picked Khabib. I mean, ooh, it seems like a bad matchup for McGregor, but anytime you count McGregor out, I mean, always, he somehow finds a way. He's been working on his jiu-jitsu, which is interesting because I recently thought about, actually at work today, I was listening to like the Area Hawani MMA show and a bunch of other different MMA podcasts, including the motherfucking Joe Rogan Cerrone podcast. Listen to that. You know what I'm saying? You listen. Man, I don't know. I'm kind of riding with, I kind of see where Cerrone's coming from, but of course, I just listened to his side. Now, with that being said, what's kind of interesting is Joe Rogan actually was supposed to have Winklejohn and Jackson Wink, or he was supposed to have Mike Jackson and Greg Jackson and Mike Winklejohn on his podcast that day. But after he heard about what was happening, he was like, loyalty means a lot to me, so I had to have you on instead because I didn't just want like half the story. But it's interesting because now you're getting Cowboy side, but he's a lot closer with Cowboy, so it's crazy because he kind of like booted them off the show for Cowboy. If you listen to the podcast, so that was interesting. I listened to that, but yeah. Other than that, I was thinking, what if McGregor fucks around and does he have any submission wins of like? Because Khabib's likely gonna take him down. I really hope McGregor's like focusing on some like jiu-jitsu. Like, of course he's already gonna be able to outstrike him, right? Those holes that Khabib has in his stand-up, McGregor's already gonna be able to capitalize on those with his stand-up as is, you would imagine. So for this fight specifically, I mean, yeah, of course your defensive wrestling is gonna help, but Khabib's gonna take you down. I'm sorry, if you don't knock him out, he's gonna take you down. So with that being said, I hope Khabib is just fucking working on some jiu-jitsu. Oh my God, what if he submitted Khabib? What the fuck? Let me see, how many submission wins does McGregor have? Conor McGregor, Sherdog. That would be so fucking crazy. I don't even know how I would react. Oh my Lord. Submission wins. One submission win. Very unlikely, okay? Very unlikely. But I don't know. Ooh, or like, we recently seen, like what about like a Nico Price like TKO? We just saw Nico Price KO TKO Randy Brown. You know, when he was on his back, Randy Brown was kind of on top, but Nico's hitting him with them hammer fists from the bottom. What if Conor McGregor like knocks him out from the fucking bottom? Holy shit, dog. What's going on, full-time family? Let's see. We need Mario Yamasaki for Khabib versus Conor, says Obey Saint. Hey, man, he might be coming back. We've been seeing a lot worse lately, you know what I'm saying? We've seen that one dude submitted, like, the ref let him go out for, like, 90 seconds. Recently, we had the fucking fight, the Corey Sandhagen, Iuri Alcantara fight. I mean, Mario Yamasaki would make those guys look, you know, those guys make him look good. They make you kind of, hey, what's up, Mario? And it'd be good timing. Put him in at UFC 228. Put him in the game, coach. I'm just saying, Shevchenko's on the card. We're going to talk about that later, man. Nicco Montano versus Valenting Shevchenko. I was listening to the Coach Shelton Harrison live show today, CSH Combat Sports, and they were talking about Nicco Montano versus Valenting Shevchenko, and I was just thinking, and Coach brought up a good point about, like, potentially Nicco Montano and Priscilla Cachoeira, and I was in the chat debating someone, and they were like, team, they were saying Nicco can actually win this fight. So we're going to talk about that, see what you guys have to say about that. But I was thinking also about, what about, like, who do you think has a better chance? Well, we know, actually it's an easy answer. Priscilla Cachoeira and Nicco Montano. Not who has a better chance against Shevchenko, but against each other. I mean, that might be a good fight. We're going to compare their records, actually, because we're going to talk about that at the end of the show. We're not going to get ahead of ourselves. But, yeah, man. Just a preview, there's a lot to talk about, so we'll probably be on for a while. I'll definitely be sending out the link soon. Super Chat, is that from Infamous MMA? What is going on? Good shit. Thank you very much for the $5 Super Chat, Infamous. Looking forward to you potentially hopping on the panel later today. Probably sooner rather than later, honestly. I was just really giving an intro. Uh-oh, we got the Mark Hunt Atomic Foot Drop. Oh, shit, the Atomic Foot Drop. We gotta update those sometime soon, too. But, yeah, thanks again for the $5 Super Chat. But, yeah, those are the odds. McGregor versus Khabib. McGregor is the underdog. Holy smokes, man. UFC 229. Only 34 days away. I know we got our fucking calendars marked over here on the live stream. But, yeah, so I'll probably send out the chat now, but yeah, just real quick, we'll finish up. I'll finish up on Jon Jones and then send out the links. But so he predicted Cormier to beat Lesnar, but he also talked about a potential fight with Daniel Cormier at heavyweight. And he said Daniel Cormier is actually he imagines going to be more dangerous at heavyweight, a tougher fight for him at heavyweight, because Daniel Cormier, he said, looking at his body shape and shit, that's his natural weight class. You know, he just doesn't have to cut the weight, and he still is good, and he's, you know, as fast as he was. So, Jon Jones actually feels like Daniel Cormier is a bigger threat at heavyweight, and he's also had more success at heavyweight. He's still undefeated at heavyweight and just knocked out the heavyweight champ. But he said, I know how to beat him. You know what I'm saying? He said, I still feel like I would win because I know how to beat him, and we know what he's talking about. He predicted it like fucking 3 years before he did it. You know, Daniel Cormier's tendency to like faint or to duck to the left a little bit. And Jon Jones, like literally Daniel Cormier said 4 years, you're not going to kick me in my head, Jon Jones. And then like fast forward 4 years later, bow, kick to the fucking domeski. And of course the drug test, but still like he knows how to beat him. And so DC knew that Jon Jones knew that 4 years ago. How is he going to change that tendency in like 4 months later? Like he knew Jon Jones knew that and he never changed it. How's he going to change it now? So Jon Jones is probably going to kick him in his fucking head at heavyweight. The question is, will it? Well, he's going to be a heavyweight, so it'll probably just be as strong as it was at light heavyweight. Who fucking knows, man? But yeah, man, if Jon Jones comes back, shit, Jon Jones looking good in that heavyweight matchup. So I'll send out the links. Got quite a bit to talk about actually today, so might be on for a while. 26 people watching. When you're done biting your bagels, make sure you do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button as I send out the links. I gotta pull up a Google Hangout over here first. Google Hangout. In the meantime, in between time, speaking of Jon Jones versus Daniel Cormier, while I pull up this Google Hangout, fuck it, man. We ain't played this in forever. Make sure you subscribe to UFC Yankovic if you haven't yet. Definitely the best MMA parody channel out there on YouTube, if I must say so myself. We got the Jon Jones versus Daniel Cormier over here. Alright, I'm pulling up the Google Hangout, family. Man, I promise I've been getting sick of this motherfucker. Crackhead, dick pill ass looking boy. I'm about to have to serve him up. Hey, give me a number 3. Large size. Extra fries. Jon Jones in love with the cocoa. He shoot that shit right through his nose. Then he sandblast all the hoes. Yes, bitches. Jon Jones in love with the cocoa. Jon Jones is a bitch. Jon Jones got limp dick. Or is it just the steroids, ho? Anywhere you see some coke, you see Jon Jones. Look, there he go. There he is, ho. Gus with some beat you fucking crackhead. Had you in the hospital, snapping pics, looking half dead. Oh, shit. And that first fight was a flu. Oh shit, I ate too much. I think I'm about to puke. Daniel Cormier loves ho-hos. All right, we got the chat up. All right. That was a little bit of fun. We got the chat. What's going on, everybody? What is going on?
What's up, bro?
We got Infamous in the building. A little bit of an echo that happened at the very beginning last time. It'll probably go away the next time you talk. What's going on, Infamous? Infamous MMA, I should say.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm starting my own MMA channel.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah,
Good shit.
man.
All right, so what are your thoughts? Just on did you hear the beginning of the show where we were talking? Where I was talking about Jon Jones a little bit. What did you think about his thoughts on saying Khabib doesn't finish anyone and potentially becoming he might need to work on his jiu-jitsu a little bit?
I think he does work on his jiu-jitsu quite a bit. I mean, he said in his 2-year layoff that he was working on his jiu-jitsu a lot, getting better in that. But I just think when you specialize in one area the way he does, like, he still needs to work on his wrestling for it to be that good. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but I mean, also, shit, he's got to work on his striking too. So you know what I'm saying? He can't really.
Yes, he works on everything, but he still puts a lot of time in wrestling. Even though he's so good, he still puts a lot of time in wrestling. It's like even if you're very good, if you don't work out for like a couple of weeks, you can get rusty pretty easily. Like, I wrestled in high school, and like people who usually don't beat you, and if you're out of shape and shit, like you forget stuff, you know. Like, little things, little things that make a difference. But, yeah, I don't know. I agree with Jon Jones about Khabib not being able to finish people.
Okay. And he did finish Michael Johnson, but you know what I'm saying? His last 2 fights. Yeah, I'll pull up his last 2 right here. He didn't finish his last 2 fights, but the 2 before that.
I mean, what do you think Khabib's best performance is out of all of his fights?
It'd definitely be out of the RDA fight. If it wasn't the RDA, it'd be out of his last 3. Probably Edson Barboza, I guess. Edson Barboza.
To me, by far, it's RDA his best performance.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was looking at his last 3, but yeah, if not RDA, I would say Edson Barboza out of his last 3.
I mean, the thing, like, with me, since I've seen Michael Johnson and Edson Barboza's career for so long, like, they've been beaten similar ways the way Khabib has beaten them. Like, Edson beaten with pressure, and Michael Johnson beaten with wrestling. He got out-wrestled by Miles Jury pretty easily.
Yeah,
and Miles Jury is a jiu-jitsu guy, so for me, that wasn't that. When Khabib beat him like that, I was like, okay. a jiu-jitsu guy took down Michael Johnson pretty easily too. So I was, as like a
Yeah.
hardcore MMA fan, I wasn't that impressed. But what impressed me, obviously, Edson Barbosa. That people give him all the shit for that performance. I like, he did good there. He did good.
Yeah,
It's just
he stood with him for a while. I mean, I think
the
it was
thing
after he
is
took him
like
down in the first round. In the second round, he stood with him actually for a little while.
yeah. The thing is with that is like boxing purists get so like angry when they see people just running in straight lines because that's how it's like if you ever took in boxing before, that's the one thing they teach you: never go in a straight line because if you go in a straight line, somebody could like go left or right on you. Like you're not taking an angle and forcing somebody to go one way. So if I go straight to you and left, I'm forcing you to go right. So either you're gonna block the right hand or you're gonna go right. But if you come in a straight line, the guy who's backing up could go either left or right. So that's why, like, a lot of people give him shit for that performance. But he did good to me.
Yeah, I mean, but and as far as expecting him to do good against Michael Johnson, I think a lot of people did. I think what was so impressive was the way he was doing it, how he was just like kind of
I feel like the
little
trash
brother in him
I feel
and
like,
talking during the performance, holding this fucking pinning his arm behind him and just talking to Dana White
yeah,
throughout
the
the
talking was
performance.
like
Yeah, I think
made it
that's why
more
that fight was so
easy.
specific. But yeah, man, really the Barboza fight, the Ali Quinta fight, really all of those guys are more stand-up fighters. But so is Conor McGregor, you know what I'm saying? So that's all of them really kind of the matchup favors Khabib, you could say. That's why he's probably 27-0. I mean, he
Well,
did the same thing
don't all matchups favor Khabib in the lightweight division?
you say all matchups do. I would still love to see him versus Kevin Lee or Tony Ferguson. Those ones I still got to see. But I mean, I definitely think most of the fights. I mean, we can pull up the rankings, but pretty much Khabib beats everyone. And even in those fights, Khabib's the favorite. You know what I'm saying? It's not like
Yeah, he is. He's always he's
yeah.
never. I don't think he's ever been an underdog.
Yeah, I mean, even in those fights, even in his toughest matchup, I think he's the favorite. So I would just like to see those fights specifically, or even Eddie Alvarez. I mean, just a different style matchup than what we've been seeing kind of lately.
I'd like to see the Eddie Alvarez fight because we never seen somebody go to Khabib's like body, and Eddie Alvarez would do that. So
yeah,
I'd like to see that.
Also, he's got probably a lot better wrestling, you could say, well, definitely than Michael Johnson, Edson Barboza, and Iaquinta, and maybe even McGregor.
Like the problem with Michael Johnson is like if you like kind of pay attention to his sparring videos, and he was like having a big argument. There was this video where he had an argument with Rashad Evans about wrestling and jiu-jitsu. Like he doesn't really train those stuff a lot, or he's never really got them. Like he had like this big ass argument with Rashad Evans about that shit, and he just left afterwards. And every video you see of Michael Johnson sparring, it's him stand up fighting. So he knows what he's good at, so that's where he keeps it. But he's just never gonna be good at those jiu-jitsu and wrestling. I think Conor's jiu-jitsu is way better than Michael Johnson. It might not make a difference in the Khabib fight, but that's just what happened.
Conor's got one submission in his career. I was saying that earlier, like, wouldn't it be fucking crazy if he submits Khabib? Like, that would be crazy because he's going to likely be on his back. I mean, maybe he stands back up. Maybe it's when the rounds restart where he gets back on his feet and he's able to try and capitalize again, but that would be crazy. Hopefully, I mean, he has been training. We saw him in Brazil fucking going to the hard training jiu-jitsu, so it's going to be crazy.
I mean, I think the best Conor could hope for is to, like, sweep Khabib off of a submission, but to submit him, that's a tall task because Khabib was never, I mean, he was never in a position to be submitted against RDA either. Like, he's just never in a position like that, you know?
Yeah.
His dad trained him well to not be in that position to be submitted.
For Western civilization said, just gotta let them be warriors. That shit's fucking hilarious to me, man. But yeah, man. So other than that, there was a few other things I wanted to talk about today, but there's a video I'm gonna play, Mike Perry's Instagram story. Hope you guys are ready. Wait, hold on. Let me see if that's the next topic. Let me see. I scheduled the show. We're gonna play. This is gonna be fun, man. Some people are gonna not like this. Some people will. Mike Perry versus Donald Cerrone is gonna be a banger. Let's see. We said should Daniel Cormier defend? That's what I want to talk about. What do you guys think in the chat? And also, you infamous, should Daniel Cormier defend or vacate the light heavyweight belt? Now, keep this in mind. I know it almost sounds crazy when you say should Daniel Cormier be vacating the title? He just fought at UFC 226. Yes, but that was for the heavyweight title. Now at light heavyweight, he has said he's willing to defend it, but not against Alexander Gustafsson. Now everybody else is booked. So do you think if there's no one for him to fight except Gustafsson and he doesn't want to fight Gustafsson, Should he vacate the title or just hold on to it until he fights Brock Lesnar? Now, I'm going to pull up his resume and see when his last light heavyweight title defense was. Actually, it was in January. I remember UFC 220 against Volkan Ozdemir at UFC 220. So that was in January. So actually, he might still have a little bit of time. I mean, Brock Lesnar comes back in January. You know, like, that would be a year. So maybe the UFC would let DC actually hold that belt for 356 days without defending it. I don't think that's, I don't know if I want to see that, because, I mean, the light heavyweight division right now is shuffling up pretty well. I mean, I'm going to pull up the rankings as well. There's 3 fights scheduled that are kind of big time. Anthony Smith versus Thiago Santos. But let me pull up, I don't know why Khabib came up. Daniel Cormier, UFC. But yeah, there's a lot of fights going on at light heavyweight that don't include Daniel Cormier and don't include Alexander Gustafsson. So do you think Daniel Cormier should fight Gustafsson, or just, if he doesn't want to fight Gustafsson, hang on until he fights Lesnar? What?
Well, let's just get this right. He's not going to fight at 205. He's not doing it.
You don't think he will at all before Brock Lesnar?
No. Why would he take that risk, first of all? Second of all, he's just saying that so he could stall out for the belt. And it depends if the UFC wants to let him keep the belt, if it adds anything to the promotion with the Brock Lesnar fight. Do you think it adds to the promotion? Like,
well,
it makes it
that's
more
a good question, because
better?
you know, he would be coming into the fight as the double champ. I mean, because we see with McGregor, he never actually fought as the double champ. It's still going to be a big fight. You know, he's never fought while he had both belts. Did he? No, yeah, he had to vacate featherweight when he fought. Even fought Floyd Mayweather, so he didn't have both belts when he fought. Maybe it adds to it, but if he lost, it would definitely just losing a fight at light heavyweight might take away from the value. Whether or not he has the belt, like if he vacates it, maybe it doesn't lose value. But if he actually fights and loses, I think that would take away from, you know, from the fight a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know if he just vacates and comes in as the heavyweight champ. I still think he has his respect.
They could always make an interim title, which they probably will.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I'm going to pull up the light heavyweight rankings. There's like 3 fights going on that are big time at light heavyweight. You know, light heavyweight usually is looked at as one of the least stacked divisions as of late, but there's a lot of shit going on, and actually some talent coming up. We got Tyson Pedro, Dominic Reyes, I mean, Anthony Smith, but we've got, as of right now...
I'd still say it's like probably the second weakest division out of all of them.
Yeah, I mean, heavyweight and light heavyweight, I mean, probably, what do you think's the weakest? Not counting, I mean, you can look at women's, of course, but I mean, just looking at the men's.
Probably light heavyweight.
What would you say, light heavyweight and flyweight, or light heavyweight and heavyweight? I mean, the top
light heavyweight.
2.
It's between light heavyweight and heavyweight. Flyweight? That's interesting. You think?
Well, no, I put respect on the flyweight division's name, but a lot of people say Demetrius Johnson's never beat anybody, and he's beat like all of them. So
the funny thing is, you expect like there's like this notion that like smaller guys are gonna automatically be more technical, but that's not really the case, because a lot of those people in that flyweight division aren't.
Yeah, I mean, you got guys like John Lineker, not known for his technicality down there at bantamweight. There's some guys. There's a lot of more technical
Wilson Hayes,
guys.
Dustin Ortiz, Brian, like all these guys are like kind of little.
Wilson Hayes.
I mean, even a little washed up, to be honest, at this point.
Yeah, so maybe flyweight's the case, but those will probably be the top 3
flyweight
for sure.
Is the case.
But light heavyweight, man, they're coming up, man. Looking all the way down to 15. I mean, Sam Alvey coming up from middleweight. Tyson Pedro, he's still a fun. Patrick Cummins, yeah. But you got Dominic Reyes down here. You got Shogun. He's moving on down. He'll probably be out of there sooner rather than later. But fights coming up, though. At least in the top 10, the deck is starting to get shuffled. You got Anthony Smith. He's taking on Thiago Santos. Thiago Santos stepping up. That's a weird fight. You know, he's stepping up to like heavyweight. Like, hey, it is what it is. And Anthony Smith is actually coming up from middleweight himself. Wait, is Anthony Smith versus Ozdemir then? Yeah, that's what's going on. Anthony Smith versus Volkan Ozdemir, so that's one fight going on in the top 10 of the division. Thiago Santos is coming up to light heavyweight, and he's fighting. I was just listening to him on the MMA Hour. Who is he fighting? Jimmy Manuwa.
Anthony Smith, he's a fun fighter to watch. Like, I always remember watching him fight, because every fight he has is a brawl, like with him and Hector Lombard.
Yeah.
And, who else?
A lot of his fights, he's also, you know, been in. They've been wars, but he's been losing. Usually, he comes back and gets that 3rd round KO TKO.
And he gets like a knockout. Yeah, he's a fun guy to watch.
Knock somebody the fuck out. Yep. He only lost. He was on a 4-fight KO streak until he actually lost to Thiago Santos. But then he moved up, and now he's back to his fucking knockout ways. But yeah, Thiago Santos stepping up and taking on Jimmy Manuwa. That's interesting.
Yeah, Thiago Santos has a win over Anthony Smith too.
Yep. And Anthony Smith had success moving up. We'll see if Thiago Santos can do the same. He is a big-ass middleweight. We just saw him fight Kevin Holland, and he fucking looked huge in that fight. So, also, though, there's another fight going on at the top of the division. Corey Anderson versus Ilir Latifi. So, I mean, there's a lot of action. And then on top of those 3 fights, you also have Gustafsson just sitting up top waiting on Cormier to decide what's going on. So, we'll see what happens. Maybe.
You also have Jan Blachowicz.
Jan Blachowicz, yeah, he's up there. I don't know who he's fighting.
I actually picked him to beat Manuel in the rematch. Because I remember I watched the first fight and I was like, what the hell? He outboxed Manuel but lost.
Yeah.
Like nobody realized that because nobody saw that fight.
Yeah, I don't think I watched. I might have watched. I don't know how long ago it was. I might not have saw the first fight. So if it was a long ass time ago. Yeah, I don't think I went back and watched it before this fight. But yeah, man, he lost that rematch. But now he's fighting former middleweight Thiago Santos. And but what happens though if DC, like, okay, let's say he holds on to the belt until Brock Lesnar. What happens then? Does he vacate it after he fights Brock Lesnar and then Gustafsson becomes champion, or do they have like a fight for the vacant title? Gustafsson
that probably happens because McGregor lost his belt quite literally a week after he won the 155 one.
Yeah, so that'll probably be what happens. Probably fight. Well, no. Well, yeah, at least the light heavyweight belt. I was gonna say, what about Jon Jones? He'll probably still hold on to the heavyweight belt because he's defending that one. But yeah, he'll probably vacate the light heavyweight belt right after he fights Brock, and then it'll go. You know, Gustafsson will probably fight the winner of one of those fights. Let's see, you got, and of course it's not going to be one of his teammates, so you can really figure it out. You know, he's not going to fight one of his teammates out of Ilir Latifi. So if Ilir Latifi beats Corey Anderson, he's not going to be fighting Gustafsson for the title. The other fight was Anthony Smith versus Volkan Ozdemir. The winner of that fight could actually fight Alexander Gustafsson for the vacant title. Let's see. But yeah, so that was just something else I wanted to talk about as far as what should Daniel Cormier defend or vacate. Let's see what the chat's talking about. What the fuck is happening with Kane, says for Western Civilization. Oh, you didn't know? He's going to the WWE. He's already got a fucking name and everything. He's already got a name.
Apparently he wants to. His coach said he wants to come back. I remember hearing.
Yeah. But his coach ain't said nothing about that WWE shit.
I don't think that was a real thing.
No, I'm telling you right fucking now, bro. Oh no, this is not a joke, bro.
It is a joke.
He is literally at the WWE Performance Institute training. I swear.
Just a fan. I know, I saw that.
Bro, he went to one of Ronda Rousey's fights. He got his own fucking name. It's like El Toro.
He's Mexican. They love that shit.
Bro, he's gonna be there. He said, I can't wait, dog. Like, he had a chair. Like, Ronda Rousey, thanks for the chair. Can't wait till I got mine of my own. You think he's just teasing the WWE?
To see Kane see Travis
you think he's
Brown,
just
like,
teasing the
up,
WWE? Man? You think he's just teasing the WWE?
I mean, maybe. I mean, you don't think that he still wants to be in the UFC? You think he's done with that?
I'm sure he would, but I'm sure he would. If let's say the WWE matched the UFC's offer, would you rather fight in the UFC or fucking get paid maybe even twice the amount of money and get sponsors? Who fucking knows, for a new opportunity and a whole new market in the WWE? And he's shown interest. Look, what is this? A soccer match of WWE in the fucking sand? Watch, I'm telling you. WWE right here, boom. What'd he say? Huge thanks to Norman Smiley and Johnny Moss for showing me the ropes at the WWE Performance Center. Your coaching staff and athletes are amazing. Thanks again, WWE. Now, where's the Ronda Rousey one? Look, here he is actually training. I had a great time over the last couple of days getting a few workouts in at the WWE Performance Center. Motherfucker, tease us! Teased us! Motherfucker, if you know what I'm saying? Why ain't he teasing us with his UFC return?
Oh, this ain't looking good.
Why ain't he teasing us with his UFC return? Oh, I got a good workout in with DC, getting him ready for Brock. What's going on? My guy's in wrestling shoes. I'm telling you, and then it gets worse. It gets worse, bro. We ain't even got to the Ronda Rousey shit. Thanks for the first-class treatment. WWE's giving him first-class treatment. He attended fucking WWE NXT. Oh, I can't wait till I find the fucking.
Have you seen that mini Khabib girl that takes pictures?
Found it. Yes, mini Khabib commented on one of my videos.
Really?
Yeah, she did. She was just like, yo, go check out my predictions from an 8-year-old girl. I pinned her comment like, yo, I know who you are. But yeah, boom, right here. And this is the icing on the cake. Thanks to he's got the fucking mask on. Thanks to Ronda Rousey and Travis Brown MMA.
Bullshit.
Bro, I'm not fucking around. I'm on my shit. Thanks to Ronda Rousey and Travis Brown for the shirt. My daughter will love it until I get my own El Toro WWE shirt. Until I get my own El Toro, he's got a name. All of that shit. He's coming. Ronda Rousey, Travis Brown, he's coming. Got my chair too. Gonna practice hitting people with it at the gym.
Oh my
He's
God.
practicing. Come on, dog.
You take the W on this one full time.
He is going to the WWE. Ain't no motherfucking.
You know, when he looked at Travis Brown, was like, "Yeah, I whoop your ass. Hit you with a spinning wheel kick."
He's gonna let Travis Brown get a W. You know, over a UFC fighter.
Yeah.
No.
Cain Velasquez could smack Ronda's ass. He wouldn't do shit about
Yeah, man, what is going on? So yeah, man, Kane going to the WWE. What is the Matrix said? Plus, I heard Kane been going hard on Spanish lessons. Yo, he's gonna be motherfucking
Oh wow.
Eddie Guerrero, the heavyweight and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right? And not be ever. He'll probably get on steroids and get brolic and shit.
I'm just saying. I don't see him. Yeah, coming back to maybe he does come back to WWE, but there's just a lot going on, a lot of hints. But let's get into Mike Perry real quick, dog. I just wanted to play this. Yo, I feel like Winkeljohn and Mike Perry, they're gonna come out looking like I think Cerrone's gonna be looking like the good guy here. I mean, I don't know. There's two sides to every story, but a lot of people don't like fucking Mike Perry, and it kind of seems like Winkeljohn's choosing money over loyalty. It almost seems like that, honestly. But let me not this. Well,
I mean, you did. Hold up. You did hear that Donald Cerrone said on the podcast he never paid Winkeljohn before, right? That was kind of
yes. Now that's he said he was a Jackson guy.
He said, yeah, I never paid him because I didn't like the way he hold pads and shit. Like, I'm
yeah,
like,
but also he whenever he was with Jackson before they combined together, and so whenever he combined together, he's like, well, shit, if I'm not gonna really train with the dude, why would I pay him? Just because they merged? Like, I'm paying Jackson. That's what I've been paying.
But he still cornered Cerrone, if I'm not mistaken.
And I think he paid him for those fights, but he didn't pay him like a weekly or monthly fee as a trainer, like monthly or something. Yeah. But I'm sure. But with that being said, also that's why you could imagine Mike Winkeljohn. Hey, I'm trying to get paid. Like, here you want now. Maybe I still think Winkeljohn was kind of, even though he needs paid. The thing is, they do got. I mean, the classes. I'm sure they're getting paid off of that. Like Cerrone talked about the puppy mill going on. But other than that, though, just one camp off. I don't see what the harm in that. Mike Perry just got here like fucking last month. Let's just pretend you didn't come here and you go train for. Go train somewhere else just for this fucking camp. Then we can be best of buds after this fight. We'll throw down, come back through, celebrate at the BMF ranch. Just do me a favor and get the fuck out of here for this training camp. No harm, no foul. You know what I'm saying? But Winkeljohn was like, hey, actually, I need that Mike Perry money for this fight. I don't know if times are hard or what's going on. Jon Jones ain't been fighting. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So maybe
Johnny Bones.
Maybe he needs some cash. You know what I'm saying? But you would think that they're not strapped for cash. The fact that they have the puppy mill going on. I mean, if they're letting bums come in to pay to play, then you should have money to not be forced to fucking train Mike Perry and force out Donald Cerrone in this situation. And so, yeah, two sides of the story, but either way, the fight's going on, and you can look at this picture. Mike Platinum Perry said, we want all the smoke. Picture with Winkeljohn, and now I'm going to play his Snapchat story. You guys just watch. Someone's probably going to be pissed by the end of this. No longer available! You're kidding me!
Dude, you could just search it up online.
Well, I'll tell you what, boy.
It's probably still there.
Cowboy Cerrone got
somebody probably recorded it.
It was, yeah, I had it on this article. Hold on. He might have took the one off where he said nigga. Oh, it might be a time thing. Let me see. It should be on this article. Either way, I can still play the rest of it. I'll have to do it quick, though. Like, where are we at, Mike Perry? Alright, let me look it up. Mike Perry. Real quick, like. Which one of these articles was it? News? I think it might have been on MMA Imports. Pull that up real quick. But yeah, I'll just play the rest of it. But either way, man. Mike Perry ain't fucking around. Oh yeah, here it is. Mike Perry fires back at the fans.
Well, I tell you what, boy. Cowboy Cerrone got some fucking troll-ass fans. Y'all niggas getting on my motherfucking nerves. And none of y'all will fucking do what you saying.
You a bunch of fake ass, bitch ass motherfucker. I'm gonna make you all eat your motherfucking words. You're gonna cry like little bitches in your mama's fucking basement, you little pussies. I call you pussies, but you never ever get any. And I get all the pussy and money. Fuck.
Oh.
And if you don't like my videos and don't like what I'm saying, then it must be because I'm fucking talking to you. If you ain't hating, then you ain't got a problem with it. And if you hating, shut the fuck up or do something about it.
I remember what the first tweet was. The first one that's not there. And actually, it did look a little crazy. He was riding with his black friend, showing he's not racist, no, but he had his black homie with him in the car, and he was recording, and there was a bum walking down the street. And, you know, they're playing with the fact that, you know, that he called it, Donald Cerrone said bums come in off the street and they can train. So Mike Perry's been playing with this whole bum idea. And so him and his homie, one of his training partners, I assume, because it was a black dude, and he looked like he knew how to fight, but he jumped out the car and he started putting his hands up at a homeless dude, like putting his dukes up and using his footwork and like, hey, you ready? You ready to fight? Like you ready? And scaring the homeless dude, not like scaring them shitless, but he was like, no, man, chill, no, man. And then at the end, though, they actually gave him like fucking $10 and they were just playing with him. But it didn't look great, though. He hopped out the car, putting his hands up at the homeless dude. The homeless dude was like, oh, no, chill.
I even hear that.
But yeah, I saw that on his Instagram story. That's the one that's no longer available. So the rest of
I
it
tell you what, boy,
the other shit.
Cowboy Cerrone got some fucking troll-ass fans. Y'all niggas getting on my motherfucking nerves. And none of y'all will fucking do what you saying. You a bunch of fake-ass, bitch-ass motherfuckers. I'm gonna make you all eat your motherfucking words. You're gonna cry like little bitches in your mama's fucking basement, you little pussies. I call you pussies, but you never ever get any. And I get all the pussy and money. Fuck. And if you don't like my videos and don't like what I'm saying, then it must be because I'm fucking talking to you. If you ain't hating, then you ain't got a problem with it. And if you hating, shut the fuck up or do something about it. I'll do something about it.
They probably can't. All
right, look, my boy, Big Ticket, Walt Harris. I fuck with you, bro. I know you looking for a fight. We fighters, that's what fighters.
I
want all the smoke too. Oh, you bitch ass motherfuckers coming on my shit today.
He was firing back at all the trolls. You know, there's a lot of people, of course, taking it out on Mike Perry, the whole Winkle John versus Cerrone. You know, there's a lot of Cerrone fans on Mike Perry's motherfucking head right now on social media. But if you listen to the podcast, he was like, yo, nothing against Mike. It really don't got shit to do with Mike Perry. Even Cowboy said that. Like, this ain't got nothing to do with Mike Perry. These motherfuckers are playing me like I'm crazy. Like, even Greg Jackson, who's on his side, he was like, how are you even going to come train with me at the BMF ranch and then go back to them? So even though Greg Jackson's kind of trying to be cool, Cerrone's like, no, fuck all that. You're on their side. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people are taking it out on Mike Perry on social media, and he's responding. Like, I'm gonna whoop all you niggas. Like, not I'm going to whoop all you niggas. I don't want to say it like that. But he said, you niggas are crazy. You know, leave me alone type shit. I say it, ain't no one gonna do nothing. Come see me. You know how he does. Tell people come meet him. And I say shit because I can. You ain't gonna do nothing about it. All type of shit like that. But yeah, so he had that on Instagram. It was pretty interesting. But yeah, you couldn't hear it. So I don't know if you had maybe if you had your stream playing in the background, you could have. But really that was it. But yeah, if you check out Mike Perry's Instagram story, you can see a lot of that. And he also like called out Walt Harris for one of his homies. Well, he was like, Walt Harris, we want all the smoke. My homie right here, he's a heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? So trying to get his boy a fight. But actually, real quick, I want to go to the story. One thing, like, you know, I'm just pointing out, a lot of people don't like that Mike Perry says nigga and shit like that. I personally don't give a fuck. I don't think he's racist. Yeah, I just think it's like you know, I don't think he's racist. If he was racist, it'd be one thing. But I don't think he's racist, so I personally don't give a fuck. But I just
found it funny how Tyron Woodley didn't care that he said it.
Yeah, that was funny, right?
He's always,
the guy that calls everybody like, a racist.
And I don't think Tyron's a very confrontational person, to be honest.
Well, yeah, that and honestly, I mean, because he did it on Instagram, he could have called him out like, you racist motherfucker. But I just don't think Tyron
sounds like a mad black woman, doesn't he?
Some of the times when he's talking, I know people take it that way.
How dare you use that language with me?
Yeah, no, he does. Yeah, but other than that, though, what I was gonna say about him saying nigga, like I don't give a fuck. But at the gym, whenever he's like calling out Walt Harris for his boy, he's like, y'all motherfuckers, like you can tell he chooses his words wisely at the gym, but you know, it is what it is. Like I said, you can't say it everywhere. If you go say it in your car when you're singing on social media, that's one thing, but I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't walk into a fucking biker bar and say honky, not because I'm racist, just because you're outnumbered. Of course, if he walks into the wrong place, he, you know, something can happen, as some people point out.
He's not stupid.
Yeah, he's not stupid. If you're not stupid, you're good, you know. But yeah, so I thought that Instagram story was crazy. That first part got deleted a little bit, but either way, still takes us to our next topic because we're talking about welterweights. Should Tyron Woodley fight Kamaru Usman at UFC 228 if Darren Till misses weight?
No.
And now, what if Darren Till gets injured? Misses weight is a different thing, too.
Yeah, all right. If he gets injured, then yeah, fight.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Now, if he misses weight, I'm still cool with seeing Till versus Woodley, you know what I'm saying? Because we knew that could happen when they booked the fight. That ain't on Woodley. Y'all booked Till in here. And he's fought overweight opponents in the past. So why would he want to change just because he misses weight? It's like, okay, you can't win the title. If I win, it's still a defense. That ain't got shit to do with me. And then it's what happens if Darren Till misses weight and wins the fight? Like, let's say Tyron Woodley accepts it with the overweight Till and then he wins. Is the title vacant or does Woodley keep it?
Of course, Woodley keeps it, but I guess Till moves up after that.
Yeah, but that would be kind of crazy.
That would be. Know? Everybody would call Woodley a fake champion.
Yeah. Shit, hey, even though Till was overweight and shit, you know what I'm saying? That would be fucking crazy. Then he like moved up and fought Israel Adesanya.
Oh shit! Or Costa.
But yeah, Bada Jr. said, I've seen black folks claim it's impossible for blacks to be racist because they're racially oppressed. Well, I'm not gonna get into a big motherfucking racial fucking debate. We're definitely not gonna do that. But I'm just saying I don't think Mike Perry's racist. But yeah, I see you guys doing your thing in the chat. Now I'm about to get on Colby Covington's ass just for a quick second. Because
what did he do this time?
One of the things, it's about something he said, and I'm just gonna make him look like a little bit of a loser. But one of the things I was also gonna ask is, do you think Colby should be stripped of his interim title that he just won at UFC 228?
Yes.
You think he should be stripped as soon as the fight starts?
If the champion is defending their title, there's no reason for a temporary title.
Yeah, but I mean the interim title.
It's only meant to be there when the champion's not defending.
Yeah, it is. But then, like, if you're an interim champ and you just won the title, I guess you would really kind of have to know how the contracts are worded. Because if you're the interim champion, your next fight would be kind of for championship pay. But then if it's this situation, now what? If Colby doesn't get the next title fight and he comes back to fight like Kamaru Usman, does he not get, like, interim title pay because his shit got stripped 2 months after he won it? You know, that could be kind of interesting to know of, because that's kind of crazy. I mean, depending on, because that's a big jump in pay. So it would really depend on how the contracts are worded.
Yeah, but you still get I think you still get paid more for title fights, even if you're not.
Yeah, but I'm saying if he comes back to fight Kamaru Usman, that wouldn't be a title fight.
He ain't gonna fight Usman. At least
I don't think before he gets the belt he will either. And honestly, shit, I don't really want to see Colby fight for the title, because he could do some shit like beat Tyron Woodley or Darren Till, whoever he fights for the title. He could fuck around and win, and then before he fights Kamaru Usman or defends his belt, vacate it and go to the WWE. That's a very real potential. He has said in the past he wants to go to the WWE. So, like, what happens if he takes the belt and runs?
Why win the belt and then not get the belt money?
Because if you think you're gonna fucking lose, like, if you don't, now of course you could just fight it out until you lose the belt. But Colby Covington seems like he's going to make money in the WWE for sure. I mean, unless he's going to be a dual sport champion, like go to the WWE on 1 week and then, the UFC to defend the belt how often he could do that. But if he decides to get sinusitis, I don't know. I'm sure she's getting actually quite a lot. I would assume she's making some money. She's also actually doing a lot more acting now, I think. But there's some movie Joe Rogan's been advertising on his podcast Ronda Rousey's going to be in. This sounds actually pretty big. But forgot what I was saying before that, just for a second, what we were just talking about. But either way, I know it was something about, Colby Covington going to the WWE. Colby Covington, he's talked about wanting to be like one of the first people to be a UFC champion and then go be a UFC champion or a WWE champion. Now Ronda Rousey's done that. But, of course, he's got his own reason. Oh, she did it the wrong way. She lost or something stupid. But he has talked about his aspirations to go over. Now, Do you have anything to say about that before I move on to this? What Colby
going to
Covington?
WWE?
Yeah, about him,
Man,
like,
fuck that.
or being
Fake
stripped.
shit, man. I don't like.
Or being stripped. I mean, you did say you think he should be stripped. Can I
Yeah,
get a link to the Hangout, says Stoneheart? Yes, you can. But real quick, I'm gonna throw that to you. But real quick, let me point this out real fast. Colby Covington predicts UFC 228 Woodley vs. Till does less than 100,000 pay-per-view buys. But this is what he had to say specifically that is kind of funny. Not funny in the normal, like, oh, that was some funny trash talk, but just a contradiction. He said it's short-sighted. That fight's not going to do 100,000 buys. Mark my words. If it does 100,000 buys, it'll barely be over that. If they would have waited a couple months, it's going to do minimum 500,000 buys. He says, and now this is the part specifically. I don't know why they wanted to rush in it. Well, where he starts talking about Valentina. But unfortunately, they needed a main event for Dallas. Oh, yeah, here it is. Because that women's fight, no one knows who they are. No one even knows they're fighting. I don't even know what the girls' names are, and I don't care about that fight. So they needed a main event. Everybody else is sucking on their thumbs and not ready to make the UFC and MMA great again. Speaking of fucking making the MMA great again and all of that shit, and this isn't even the point I'm going to point out, but, dude, you just didn't fight for the title because you wanted allegedly had a fucking sinusitis. A sinus infection. And Dana White said he was cleared to fight. He could have got the surgery after the fight. So if you're talking about making the fucking UFC great again and shit, get in there and get the surgery done after the fight. If you whoop Tyron Woodley's ass in practice all the time, get in there and fight. But when he said no one knows who Valentina is, like before I read that on this video, it made me go look at their social media. I was like, okay, for him to be saying that, like, I know Valentina's, to me, she seems pretty big, but I don't know how actually big she is. So I put up her Colby's Instagram, and I was like, okay, he does talk a lot of shit. He's probably got some followers. He's got 114,000 followers. So I put up Valenting Shevchenko's. She has 488,000 followers, and he's saying nobody knows who she is.
Well, a lot more people know who she is.
And I was like, okay, some people use Twitter and not Instagram. Let me check Twitter. He's got 54,000 on Twitter. Valentina's got even more than she does on Instagram. 650,000 followers.
Does Nicco Montano even have an Instagram?
Yeah, she does. I pulled up Nicco Montano's too, because I was like, did he even have more than her? She's got about 40,000, but she's already got 1/4 or 1/3 of Colby Covington's followers, and she hasn't even fucking fought twice in the UFC outside of Tough.
I think Colby was just banking on having that Trump photo.
Yeah, and that's another thing I was gonna say. I'm glad you said that. Motherfucker, you got this Trump photo and your followers ain't rising. You're going over here taking pictures at the WWE, cheering and just taking this fucking interim belt on a world tour. You know what I'm saying? He's taking this thing to the WWE. Hey, everybody touched it. It's not even the fucking real belt. Like, the UFC really needs a different design for their interim belts. Like, so this shit can't happen again.
Make it silver.
Make it silver. Exactly. Make it silver. Make the real belt gold. Boom. Solved it.
Boom.
And this shit can't happen. Like, would this picture even be the same if Donald Trump had a silver belt on his shoulder? You know what I'm saying? And like, but either way, all of this little shit he's doing in the meantime, taking pictures with Trump, it doesn't seem to be getting him a following. His trash talk isn't rising as quick as I'm sure he would like it to be. I actually thought he was gonna have more of a following than that. That's why I looked it up. Like, to be saying no one knows who Shevchenko is.
Colby's not a very charismatic guy, so I'm not surprised that a lot of people don't take to him. I mean, if he did fight Woodley, he probably tried to, you know, make it a racial thing. You know, that sells every fucking time.
Yeah, all right, let me send that link. You sending that link, says Stoneheart? Yes, sir. Pulling it up right now. The motherfucking link right. Not right here. There it is. Copy link. All right, here's the link for anybody that wants to join the Google Hangout. We got a few more topics we're going to talk about. We'll see if he wants to touch on anything that we've talked about previously in the show before we move on to Nicco Montano versus Valenting Shevchenko, the actual fight, and if Nicco has a chance.
You said something about the coach saying they could beat her, right, or something like that?
About who?
That somebody said that they thought like she had a good chance of beating her, the coach or something?
No, he didn't. Not Nicco can beat. Oh no. I'm talking about a good chance of beating Priscilla Cachoeira, because I'm gonna bring up that Nicco, because Valentina just fucking almost, I don't want to say almost murdered her, but she brutalized Priscilla Cachoeira in the octagon, and she was 8-0. So my thoughts are, this is a championship fight. Is Nicco even gonna? This fight could go the same way. Like, is she? is she gonna put up a better chance even than Priscilla? And
Dude,
I look at the records.
I haven't even seen any fights in Nicco Montano.
Exactly, and she's
I'm like,
4-2 if you look at her record on
the only
here.
thing I know is that she had a very tough fight with Roxanne Modafferi, and I'm like, you had a tough fight with her?
Oh,
Valentina's
and
gonna kill
I was
you.
listening to the coach as you pointed out earlier, and
Yeah, the coach.
one of
That's
the
what I'm
things
talking
he
about.
said about her fight with Roxanne Modafferi that I didn't watch that season of Tough, so I didn't know how previously they had fought. But in Roxanne Modafferi's last fight, she actually lost to Sarge Eubanks. Now I did know Sarge won the show, but she missed weight, so Roxanne had to step in on short notice. But Roxanne was she actually, yeah, she didn't even win the show, and she almost beat Nicco. It was a close fight. So, I mean, that's just one thing. But the saving grace now, I don't know if he's joined the chat yet. I'm kind of trying to wait to start this topic until he gets here. See if you had anything else to say before we move on. But I'm going to put the link in here one more time. But I'm going to say the saving grace, though, for Nicco, because I was like, well, shit, is Nicco even better than Priscilla, who we just saw Valentina smash? So I put up Priscilla's record as well. Priscilla was 8-0, and looking at her strength of schedule, because I was just looking at Nicco's opponents, like, does she have a chance to win this fight at all? And looking at some of her opponents, she also previously fought at bantamweight, but they weren't as experienced. Nicco's 4-2, like some of her opponents were 2-2, or you know what I'm saying, 3-2. Yeah,
Are you serious?
Are you looking at the screen or no?
Yeah, I'm looking.
So yeah, Shayna Dobson 3-2, and these are the girls that Nicco was beating before she came in Tough. So she beat those girls.
Who did she lose to? Like,
she lost to Pam Sorensen, and she's like,
and check the records for the
5-4,
people she lost to.
7-2. So that's who she lost to, and then she lost at bantamweight. This fight right here was at bantamweight to Julia Avila. And she's 4-1. So none of them have over 10 fights, except for Roxanne Modafferi, and she wasn't even supposed to fight Roxanne, you know. So, and then when you put the flyweight division into perspective, there's killers moving in now, not the girls on the Tough show. Like, the Tough show is one thing, but the problem is they gave the winner of the show a belt. They should have gave the winner of that show a title shot. You know what I'm saying?
I hate when the UFC does that. They did the same thing with Aldo, Rousey.
Yeah,
like, and they just gave them titles when they came.
Like,
to the
they already
UFC.
win $250,000. Like, for a damn near amateur fighter or a fighter that's not even a big name yet, $250,000 is a lot of money. And so you get the belt on top of that, and pretty much you're demised. You know what I'm saying? Because not just Valentina. I'll say this: if Alexis Davis, Caitlin Chukagian, Jessica Ai, or potentially even Sarge Eubanks were to fight Nicco Montano, they could probably all be the champ. I think we all look at Valentina as that's why she's getting this title shot, so we're not playing fucking ring around the rosy until Valentina gets there. Like, let it get the belt.
The winner should have fought Valentina. I don't know why.
Yeah, Valentina should have just been in the
fight. Look, because they gave her a title, then she stalled out for like super freaking long.
And
had it been
injuries, it was like an ankle.
Had it been like right away, like had it been her title shot that she had to fight Valentina, she would have fought that fight.
Yeah, but you could imagine, like, it'd probably be harder to get girls to sign up to Tough. Like, yeah, you win $250,000 and a fight with Valenting Shevchenko for the belt. You know, like, ooh, I don't know. I might just take the amateur circuit. Yeah, for one, I got to win the show so I can get my ass. No, but either way, yeah. But I was going to pull up Priscilla Cachoeira's record as well, because that's who Valentina just beat. She beat her pretty single-handedly. Let me X this out. Here's Priscilla Cachoeira. And so we were just looking at Nicco's opponents, 5-1, 4-1, you know, 2-2. Well, shit, before Valentina, Priscilla Cachoeira was undefeated. She was fighting girls 12-5. You know what I'm saying? Experience. There's some experience there. Fighting a girl that was 6-11, not the best.
Was this they looking at right now?
Priscilla Cachoeira, the girl that Valentina just fucking brutalized. Yeah. And because I was looking at this, like, we saw what Valentina did to her, and if you're looking at records, shit, she came to fight Valentina at 8-0. Nicco's coming in at 4-2, so she's got a worse record. Of course, the only reason she's really here is because of that belt, right? Like, really, Priscilla Cachoeira had a more impressive record. Now, that's how I was looking at it. Now, Nicco Montano actually has a saving grace where I would give her the edge over Priscilla Cachoeira. But at first, I was like, shit, who would win between Montano and Cachoeira, honestly? But where she gets the benefit of the doubt here is she beat 3 actually decent fighters on the Tough show. when she beat, I mean, they're not UFC caliber, but she actually did beat some good girls on the Tough Show. Barb Honchak, she had an impressive record of like 10-4. Or actually, when she was on the Tough Show, she was probably still 10-2 because she just lost those 2 fights after the show. So she did beat Roxanne Modafferi on the show. She beat Montana De La Rosa on the show. 2-round decision. Those weren't full fights, you know, 2-round tough fights. But at least they had more experience than her previous opponents, and she was getting wins. But either way, it doesn't matter who she beat on the show. None of them girls are Valentina. I mean, it's just, you know what I'm saying? So, but there was somebody actually in the comment section trying to explain, like, Cejudo won, fucking Rose did it.
That's
Fucking
not even comparable.
That's what I
mean,
said.
it's not comparable
They said
at all.
Rose Namajunas beat Joanna. Fucking Ronda Rousey beat Holly Holm. It can be done. I said, this is not the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
This is
man.
just not the same. This is not even like Henry Cejudo, Olympic gold medals, had UFC fights coming into
And
the
then we
rematch
see, like, we literally see him get better with his striking. And we
Yes.
know his wrestling credentials. And we knew DJ, or at least I did, I knew DJ could be out-wrestled
We
and
also knew
out-muscled.
he was the best flyweight in the world, not named Demetrius. He was literally
And
the
like,
next best.
when we made the prediction, people calling us stupid. I'm like, if you look at this shit, you know that this is a tough fight for DJ. I mean, if you just look at it from a style matchup perspective.
And then
not just
now,
a-
you know, like, that's what I told him. I picked Cejudo. This is not the same. And we did over here. Like,
And then Rose looked good, you know, in spots in some fights, and like for some reason she would gas out and whatever.
still,
Like, she was whooping. Rose was whooping. What's her name? Carolina's ass for like 2 rounds, for a round and a half, but then she gassed out, and then Carolina. That's why I knew. I'm like, okay, Rose is actually she got some skills, you know.
and even in the Rose Joanna case that he tried to point out, it's like, yeah, but Rose had UFC fights against legit UFC fighters before
Rose
getting to the title shot. She
she's
beat
whooped people
legit
that-
girls, has a legit camp. Like, Rose Namajunas, it wasn't a girl that just came off the Tough Show fighting one of the best in the world. You know what I'm saying?
She used to be that
And
girl.
she had Valentina to train with on top of that. Like, who is the Valentina killer that you can get to train with you and show you shit? Like, Rose had Valentina to show her how to beat Joanna. Who the fuck is she gonna get that can? What's she gonna do? Go train with Amanda
Well, I mean,
Nunes? Still,
I
don't
don't
even
take
think you can
that,
get
like-
her to teach you how to beat Valentina. It's
Yeah,
not
but
like-
sometimes you get like great fighters who come out of camps that aren't that strong. So sometimes, you know, depends on the athlete.
Yeah, no,
but
you
a lot
do.
of the
But I'm saying,
times-
like, for this fight specifically, yeah, of course, each camp's got like their prize too. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying
Yeah.
Rose Namajunas had that to her benefit going into the fight.
That
She
definitely is
also had a
beneficial.
great camp, also had UFC experience, also had Valentina. And Nicco, she might be the best fighter out of her camp. That could be the case, but you don't have somebody training you to beat Shevchenko, and you don't have that UFC experience except for those couple fights on the Tough House. So, and the experience factor. I mean, it says 7 pro fights on UFC, but sometimes they're generous right here on Sherdog.
I remember I remember the UFC like lied about not lied, but
They just sometimes
they
looks different.
like
right
took
here.
a loss away from Nate Diaz's record when they were putting it.
Yeah,
on
that
the-
happens all the time on
Yeah,
this. You know,
just
the casual
yeah,
fans,
just to
this
make
is the
it
only
look
page
better.
they look at. Like, what if it was Nicco Montano 4-2 right here? It just
Yeah, it's
looked
crazy.
worse.
She's 4-2. She's only 4-2.
I'm sure. I mean, that's what Sherdog has, and you know,
That's
the
so
UFC.
crazy.
Maybe you like sometimes when you click the fighter on UFC, it'll actually be correct. But if you
Yeah, I
it's
remember
just the front
Diaz's
page, isn't it?
teammate Chris Avila had a fake record too. Like, they took away some of his wins. Melvin Gallard, he had
Just
like a
little
crazy
promotion.
like a
Just
50 wins, 15 losses, and then they took away like 20 of those wins.
that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm so serious.
Let's see. You know, it says 5-2 right here, so you know maybe they count like one of the fights on the time. She needs it though, man. You know, just look. At least you got the 5. You know, at least you're on the board. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I wanted to talk about that fight a little bit. Other than that, actually, shit, homie never joined the chat because actually on the
Yeah, I
show that's
know.
the last thing that I had pulled up. So I mean, oh well, except for this topic, Jessica Andrade baking cakes and selling her UFC gear to make extra money to finish a camp. Now,
That's crazy.
I get it. Like for a new fighter and shit like that, I get it. You know, maybe they ain't making it. They ain't got no outside sponsors. But the number 2 fucking ranked fighter in the world has to sell her. Like, you know, some fighters keep that shit for memorabilia. Like, I get it if you're bad at money management or something. Maybe you don't know how to spend your money. You spend more than you're earning. But for the number 2 ranked fighter in any UFC division, that just sounds a little crazy. Now, it's not like I can just say, oh, the UFC is fucking doing her wrong. I don't know how much, we don't know the details for that, but I will just say, to be the #2 ranked fighter in the world and having to pay money to finish for her training camp, like, for one, she's training to fight.
I don't know, man. I know
so,
she just got married, right?
I don't know. Did Jessica
Yeah,
Andrade?
she got married to some other girl.
I was about to say, yeah, was it to? I don't know. I don't know who she got married to. Maybe she spent too much on the marriage, but yeah.
I mean, she lives in Brazil too, so that's just crazy. Because like, what currency do they use in Brazil?
I don't know, but one of the things like I was saying, I'm not putting the blame on the UFC. Like I said, she could just be bad with money, but it just
Honestly,
sounds
I think that's the case because
that the #2 ranked fighter is like selling her gear and
yeah,
baking cakes
in
to
Brazil,
finish
the
camp.
dollar they use what is it called? Brazil, the real, it's like 0.25 a US dollar. So
yeah, I'm not sure their exact currency. Shit, I'm still.
That means that $1 is worth basic 4 of their one is 4 of their dollars. Basically.
Now and later says Jessica's supporting her whole family. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe she's got a lot of expenses that she can't afford. That's what I'm saying. I'm not just gonna jump on the UFC and saying they're not paying her enough because I don't know the details. But I'm just saying like that sounds crazy. Like I seen an article. The headline was #2 ranked UFC fighter selling UFC gear to pay for training camp. Like it's one thing if you're selling your shit to pay rent and pay for people's pay for your family and shit, but to finish your training camp is kind of crazy. I don't know how that works. Of course, in other sports you get paid to train, but it's still kind of crazy to think that these people. But maybe it's not. They're paying to train for the fights. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it just sounds crazy because Jessica Andrade is selling shit to pay for camp, and that just sounds crazy because she's the #2 ranked fighter in the world. But we don't know all the details. You do have to pay your
coaches and all that.
You got to pay your coaches. I mean, your gym, fucking manager, nutritionist. Some of the times, fucking a lot of your percentages start getting chipped away. Like, and then right now in the UFC, and that's one of the other things she pointed out. She said it's hard to get sponsors as well with that Reebok deal. Of course, that's hard, but some fighters still get sponsors outside of Reebok. Of course, they can't wear them in the ring, but they can still get some sort of sponsors. But with the Reebok deal, it's a little harder to get some sponsors. But and so Jessica Andrade can't find enough sponsors as well. But here's what she had to say. I'll just read her statement before we, you know what I'm saying, we get out of here and we move on. I'm going into my 14th fight in the UFC. Goddamn, she's got some experience. I'm going into my 14th fight in the UFC, and it's really difficult to get sponsors, to get people who want to help you financially. Sometimes we have to sell UFC clothes, backpacks, gloves, and stuff like that to make some extra money to finish a camp. It's quite difficult, but we go on. It's difficult, but we get by the way we can, right? Sometimes we bake a cake and sell. We get by the way we can. It's sad we have to sell our training gear, things we get in fights that are good memory of what we had there, but we'll get new stuff later. I have so many of these white hoodies with my name on them. No problem selling one, right? It almost sounds depressing, but one of the things I just thought about,
I know. It's
like, yo, I heard this is words from the coach, not about this situation, but he said, which fighter? Some fighter he was saying was ducking another fighter by starving them out because they knew they needed to fight. Oh, Caitlin Vieira at bantamweight. He said Amanda Nunes was starving her out because he knew she needed the money, so she's gonna have to fight. If Amanda Nunes is taking her time doing all this other shit, Caitlin Vieira is gonna have to keep fighting. And so I just thought it was funny. He said she was starving her out, but when I just read that,
really,
that's literally what I thought of. That's what I thought of. Like she's having.
What did Amanda do?
Not well, just because Caitlin Vieira was kind of promised a title shot, at bantamweight. Amanda Nunes, the UFC, they were like, yeah, Caitlin's next. And then she started calling out Cyborg and shit like that. And then Cyborg was like, all right, let's fight. And now she's like, well, wait, hold on. Let's fight later. And so, meanwhile, in between time, Caitlin Vieira was like, what the fuck happened to my title shot? I'm sure she could use the money, like Jessica Andrade. But so now she's having to take other fights, to pay the bills until she gets that title shot that she thought she was getting. And so, Coach, he's on Amanda Nunes' head a lot of the times because he feels like she's ducking Cyborg. And also, he feels like Caitlin Vieira should get that title shot. And so he was just saying I just thought that terminology was funny. And I remembered it right here because she's talking about, like, I'm in my 14th fight. It's hard to get sponsors. This almost sounds like one of those Feed the Children commercials, but like feed the fighter. I'm not going to lie. And it's crazy because she's on her 14th fight in the UFC. That's a lot of fucking experience. But she's probably paying for a lot of people. And one of the other things I was going to say is Rose Namajunas, man. Rose Namajunas, because if Rose Namajunas was healthy, Jessica Andrade would probably have a title shot. That would probably help her with this situation a lot. even if she, you know, if she fights for the title, for one, she could very well win, and for two, she's going to get more money to fight for the title. And so, I mean, just to use the coach's words, do you think Rose might be starving out Jessica Andrade? Like, and when I say that, because the longer Rose is out with this injury, Jessica is taking fight after fight. Hell, to be honest, if Rose was healthy and didn't have a rematch with Joanna to fight, Jessica Andrade could have fought for the title after she beat Claudia Gadelha.
Yeah, of course.
But since everything else happened, she fought Tisha Torres. And now, most recently, Rose Namajunas said some shit like, yeah, I don't really see a clear-cut #1 contender right now, so I think it's a good time to heal up this injury. And it's like, whoa, I see a fucking, I for sure see a #1 contender.
Andrade clearly is a
and so, knowing that she needs money, and Rose saying, I don't know, that means Jessica Andrade has to keep taking fights now. Now she's fighting Carolina. And then after that, hopefully Rose's neck is healthier. She might have to fight Joanna in a damn interim title fight. And that would be terrible for fucking Jessica. If she had to fight Joanna in an interim title fight, that would suck because she's lost to Joanna. If she fights Rose, she can possibly win the title. If she fights Joanna, she might never get to the title. Yeah, and so, and if she never gets to the title, that would suck for her, especially financially. But if she has to fight Joanna next instead of Rose, she might never get to this payday. So, I don't know, but we'll see when Rose Namajunas is healthy. But to be fair, she won the belt, and I don't know what was like, maybe 4 or 5 months before she defended against Joanna. She just beat Joanna again, and now she's, you know, healing up again. So we see that a lot of the times, not just with Rose Namajunas specifically. A lot of champions, they get the belt, Nicco Montano, and they start healing up their injuries. Like, oh yeah, I got the belt. You know, I'm gonna take this time to heal up instead of fighting Valentina, or instead of fighting like Jessica Andrade. I'm gonna take this time to heal up, and you know, if they want to wait on me, yeah, of course they can get the fight. I ain't scared. Anybody can fight, but I gotta heal up.
Pettis was real famous for that. Like, he took, I think, one of the longest breaks in history of the UFC. After he fought,
says, dang, you went conspiracy sub. Wait, how did I go conspiracy? I'm just saying. By saying Rose Namajunas is just healing up. She's not the only champion that heals up.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair for Rose to say that there's not a.
I don't think anybody. I don't know. Maybe only my skeptical hippo eyes went up whenever Rose Namajunas said, "I don't see any clear-cut #1 contender." I was like, "Fraggy, what?" I do. Jessica Andrade's been looking like a monster. She ragdolled the best grappler in the division in Claudia, and then she took Tisha Torres down 10 times en route to victory. Now she's about to fight Carolina. Shit, by the time she gets to the title shot, she's not going to have no title defenses. It's going to be all rematches and shit.
Pretty much.
But Jessica Andrade, bro, there's a fucking brighter day because she's fought at 135. What if she does get to fight Rose after this fight? And then she could for sure be one of the next champions to try a champ versus champ super fight as a legit threat. She would be the 115-pound champion, and she fought at fucking 135. Of course she could jump to 125. That'd be a big fight for her. Jessica Andrade versus fucking Valentina. Now we ain't selling our motherfucking cookies and UFC backpacks no more. Now we're talking. So Jessica Andrade, man, she could go either the Joanna route and have to fight Joanna in an interim title fight and just never see a title payday, or she could fight Rose, potentially win, potentially champ versus champ. There's 2 different ways Jessica Andrade's career could go at this point, and they're both like completely the opposite.
Or Carolina could come out of nowhere and knock her out.
Yeah, or Carolina. Yeah, don't want to count her out. Actually, what's crazy is Carolina is less of an underdog than any of the other girls on the card. You know, so it's not an easy fight for Jessica. She's the favorite, of course, but it's definitely not no easy fight.
Could be easy.
Yeah, she could win it. Now, I'm just saying, Carolina has a chance. It's not like she's just fighting a unranked chick, a throwaway fight.
She's a good fighter.
Carolina's top 5 fighter experience. It's a bad matchup for Carolina. It could go very bad. Shit. She could get slammed around. She could get ragdolled, all type of shit. But at the same time, she's a good fighter, you know. But with that being said, though, like looking at the fucking odds for the card, I mean, the odds makers are definitely putting respect on Carolina's name, even more so than Carla Esparza and Nicco Montano, the champion. 17 bagel biting Stewies and counting, says Cool the Fool. We got 38 people watching, 21 thumbs up when you're done.
Is Nicco Montano like the weakest UFC champion ever?
Is Nicco Montano the weakest UFC champion ever? That is a great question, and it could very well be it. Everybody in the chat, maybe there's like some interim champion out there, but even them, Nicco
not even
might
interim,
have them beat, to be honest.
I know, it's just
Like, she honestly might have them beat.
But did she even have a background in wrestling at least? Or
No,
something?
oh, I'm glad you said that. I swear to God, I pulled up her fucking Wikipedia before this, dog. I was like, where's her chance? It's not in her resume. That's why I pulled up her stir dog, and I was like, wait, her opponents all have like 5 fights. So I was like, what the fuck? Does she have some crazy background in wrestling like Tatiana Suarez we can count on? So I pulled up her fucking Wikipedia and her background. Nope. She started, bro, I'm going to read this to you. She doesn't have a long Wikipedia, by the way. But of Navajo descent, Montano was born December 16th in 1988 in Lecce, Arizona. She graduated from Chinle High School in 2006, then attended ASU College. Now, this is a point I'm going to point out. So she attended ASU College in Mesa, Arizona, before transferring to Dine College in Cicely, Arizona, and finally ending up at Fort Lewis College in Durango. In Durango, Colorado, it was there that in Durango she signed up at Durango Martial Arts and ignited her passion for martial arts. So get this. She didn't even have a fucking passion for martial arts until her 3rd college, dog. Like it said, in Durango. So she started off in fucking ASU. Then she went to Dine. We ain't heard of no wrestling in high school, no college. Then she went to Durango. So her 3rd college, she signed up for martial arts. And now she's fucking got to take on Valentina. But like I said, there was no mention of her wrestling. But they do say Montano began training boxing early in life, and she eventually took up jiu-jitsu before transitioning to mixed martial arts in 2013. So she's got some boxing and jiu-jitsu, you know, so if Valentina takes the fight down, maybe she can find a submission, but her boxing's not going to be close to enough to fuck with Valentina. If Valentina decides to keep this fight standing, she pretty much can't lose. Of course she's going to be the better striker, and so that leaves really Nicco's only chance a submission. And with no wrestling, how are you going to get the fight to the ground? So unless Valentina takes you down and then makes a mistake, it's bad news. So to your question, is this the weakest UFC champion ever?
Yes, I think so.
It's possible. I mean, Carla Esparza. See, Carla Esparza, she won her belt off tough, but I think Carla Esparza is super underrated. She's only lost.
I wouldn't call Carla Esparza though.
I wouldn't call her the weakest. Not in comparison to Nicco Montano. Not at all. I think Carla Esparza is super underrated. She's only lost twice since losing the belt to Joanna. And to win the show, she beat Rose on tough to win the show pretty one-sidedly. But then she lost to Joanna. But since then, she's only lost 2 fights, and they were both split decisions. And her last fight against, was it Claudia Gadelha? I think that was a robbery. Claudia took her down, but it was kind of like fucking panic wrestling. She was getting beat up. Carla Esparza looked great in that fight. And so I think fucking Carla Esparza is super underrated, so I wouldn't give it to her. You would really have to look at like maybe one of the dudes that got the belt.
I mean, Matt Serra won the belt.
I wouldn't give it to Matt Serra. Not Matt Serra. He's definitely not the weakest champ. No, I was thinking of a guy that like won the interim belt. There's a couple guys that have won an interim belt and never won the actual belt. But even them, to get to the interim fight,
because a lot of those guys who get up there are pretty.
You had to get to the interim fight. So really, all you can look at are the tough champions, and you probably got to get. Nicco takes the cake. I think she takes the cake. She might be the weakest champion ever, but hey, it is what it is, and that's kind of crazy because she's going against one of probably like the best female fighters ever. You know, I mean, this chick was beating up everybody at 135. Holly Holm, Pena,
arguably beat the champion there.
Arguably beat Nunes twice. There's people that thought she won both fights.
I thought she won the second one.
Now she's at her natural fucking weight class. What the fuck? And now she's taking on Nicco. So yeah, man. Valentina could very well reign, but she's got a sister coming over to MMA, Valenting Shevchenko. She got signed. I'm kind of wondering when she's gonna come over. Somebody actually asked that.
About that.
She's the thing is she's fighting in the same division as Valentina, so it's like, and unless Valentina goes back up, you know,
well, she needs to make the younger one needs to make a decision because she's not gonna fight Valentina, so you're gonna have to move up because ain't nobody beating Valentina in a long time.
And see, some people think that Valentina will win the title and then like go back to bantamweight to get that belt from Amanda Nunes.
Of course, she'd want to do that, but UFC will probably make her defend it.
I can see her just reigning at 125. You know what I'm saying?
Make some good money reigning.
Yeah. I mean, so, and then if that is the case, you know what's really the path for her sister? If Valentina reigns at 125, what's her sister really going to do?
She's bigger.
Well, yeah, her sister could move up. Yeah, her sister could move up. That'd be of some parity. Like, fuck it. If she gets up to like the number 2 rank or something,
as far as I'm concerned,
fucking have Antonina move up and fight Nunes or some shit like that. That'd be crazy. But yeah, man, Andrade versus Shevchenko 2020 or what? No, 2019. I see that fight for real in the future. Of course, a lot has to happen,
If Andrade beats Rose, obviously.
I just think Andrade is one of the girls that would actually like to move up. I really haven't heard Rose Namajunas say anything about moving up to 125. I mean, you know, in a potential champ versus champ super fight, I'm just saying that because this is the era of champ. So fucking really, they always ask that question. So I'm sure it's going to be asked eventually, but I haven't really heard about that. But Jessica Andrade is somebody that you just know. She's definitely wanting to move up.
You know, it was a random thing that I saw like recently.
What's up?
So you know, Khabib got like a nutritionist not too long ago, right? But he like got rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
So he used to work with George Lockhart, but then like, I think Khabib's dad told him to get rid of George Lockhart because that's Connor's old nutritionist as well.
Yeah.
So they got rid of him because of that. So like Connor might have some information about Khabib's like weight and stuff.
Well, that would have been, and that's if he hasn't changed anything, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh, he definitely is smaller now than what he used to be, Khabib.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be better to have, you know, I don't know how much, like, what that information would help him with. Like, oh, yeah, man, he fucking weighs.
Well, he knew
like
RDA's weight. Like, that was one trash, like, when he was talking trash to RDA.
Oh, yeah, he says
he knew that RDA had, like, really tough weight cuts because he knew the nutritionist. So if you know somebody has a tough weight cut, taking a fight on 2 months doesn't give guy a long time to, you know, prepare for that. A lot of the camp could be the weight cut if Khabib wasn't in shape. Because Khabib could get up to 190, 200 pounds pretty easily from what I've heard. So if, let's say if he was starting the camp that weight, a lot of the camp would be to get down that weight.
I got a good question for you coming from John Doe. He said, who wins, Perry or Cowboy?
Ooh, that's a tough fight to call.
Yo.
Because I feel like both of these guys have the strength, like, can take advantage of each other's weaknesses. Because we've seen Perry struggle with guys who, like, body kick, high kick, like when he lost to Alan Joban. And we've seen Cowboy struggle with guys who like to box him and pressure him and talk trash to him. So both guys could do shit that could fuck each other over. Just depends who has a better game plan on the night.
Bro, and you got to take this into consideration. Mike Perry is training with fucking Donald Cerrone's former coaches and teammates. Donald Cerrone on that interview, he was like, yo, I'm kind of fucking terrified here. They know shit that I don't want my opponents to know. Like, it almost seemed like he was reconsidering this fight. Like, they know shit about me from training with me intimately that they can tell him, and that makes this fight so fucking dangerous for me. I don't want to fight people that know that shit about me.
Yeah,
so
maybe Donald has bad eyesight on one eye.
Oh, yeah, either that, like, yeah, something like that, seriously. A tendency to duck, like we see with DC versus Jon Jones, like, that tendency specifically, like, he knew about 4 years ago. But it could be a tendency, it could be a fucking weak side, any shit like that. Yeah, but Cowboy's
weaknesses are pretty well known by now. You know.
Well, and another one of his weaknesses that is well known is that when he goes into a fight pissed off, he doesn't do his best. And you think he's gonna be happy coming into this fight against his fucking former teammates? Like, that's not a good thing for Cowboy. It's almost like this is a Cowboy fucking sabotage, almost. Really, like they're pissing him off. They're training his opponent. It's almost like they're fucking sacrificing Cowboy to Mike Perry. Like, they're giving Cowboy all these recipes for failure, trading on him, the team's turning on him. Well, not
Cowboy also has a weak body, too.
And Perry's a welterweight, a legit welterweight. Cowboy coming up. I mean, he hasn't had the best stint at welterweight. He's actually talked about wanting to go back down to 155, but the UFC doesn't want him to.
A couple of times. But they keep offering him fights at 170
as well. He said the UFC doesn't want him to, and he's like, all right, how about I meet with you guys as fucking doctors in Vegas, and they tell you I can, and then can I? But first they wanted him to fight Perry. So maybe after he fights Perry, he'll meet with those doctors in the UFC, and once the UFC's doctors give him the okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there with him wanting to go back to lightweight, but the UFC wants to keep him at welterweight for some reason.
Yeah, it's like maybe it's because they know this motherfucker drinks beer. Like, dog, this is not good on your liver. You can't be cutting weight and drinking beer, Donald. That's not how your body works, you know, because it's a lot on your liver to be cutting all that weight, and he does drink beer, so maybe that has something to do with it. Now and later said full-time ain't sticking up for Felony, putting Perry on blast for that BS. What? What did Felony put Perry on blast for? I literally didn't hear anything about that. The last I saw from Felony and Mike Perry, they were eating lunch together. That's literally the last shit I saw from them. I don't know. Maybe there's a felony video I missed. I'm not on Felony's channel as much. Like I've seen like one video every 3 days because I'm blocked over there. I can't fucking chat. I'm not just gonna be over there on some voyeur shit every fucking day. Like, what's up? What's Felony doing? What's the chat talking
Cowboy
about? And I can't fucking respond. But I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, my dog. Cool the Fool says, "Oh shit, I got it. Cowboy should recruit Perry's ex-girlfriend to be in this corner."
Yeah, that's so funny.
Cool the Fool with the motherfucking best comment of the day. Yo, she knows all the ins and outs. She's the one that was coaching Perry before. Yo,
honestly, I don't think she really knows that much about MMA.
I don't either. It's a joke, but that is so fucking funny. That is so fucking funny.
Oh
but no, on top of, like, maybe you should hit her up. Like, you ever been with the motherfucking Cowboy? I got a whole BMF ranch over here. You know, dump the zero, get with the motherfucking hero. What the fuck you time at? Fuck the Platinum Princess. You gonna be my motherfucking cowgirl. Let's get it. Let's go.
You know Perry would be tight.
What you talking about? You know Perry would be tight. Let's motherfucking make it even.
The problem
you take my team, I
Cerrone,
take your motherfucking. What are you talking about?
He's just not good with trash talk and all that stuff. But Perry would go. He don't mind going to fight angry and shit.
Now and later said the video Perry did with the glasses, calling him a homeless man. Shots at Felony. I haven't saw the video he did with the glasses, calling him a homeless man, and I also haven't seen Felony's response to that. Yeah, I haven't seen any of that shit. Maybe if I wasn't blocked on his YouTube channel, because the trolls, I would be over there more often. It's because for one, now he's got a dude that runs his channel for him that's on there part-time. And for two, that motherfucking Stewie dude is always over there hitting the thumbs up. You know, Stewie he don't have a life, so he's got 8 accounts, so he's always over. When Felony's live, he's there. When I'm live, he's here. When Coach is live, he's there.
Felony Charles Bennett has his own YouTube?
Yeah, he's got his own YouTube channel. That's where I got my, you know, I interviewed him a few times, and that's really where I met up with him, kind of. I used to be in the chat, kicking it, talking to him and shit like that. And, you know, just, it's cool. You know, he'd just be going live, and he'd be sleeping in his car and shit. Now, he had a house in the beginning, but now he's been, like, in the car. He was on Skid Row for a little bit. Like, he's doing his own thing over there. You know, people are donating to the Super Chat, and it's a cool little environment. Not a lot of people go there, but, you know, I would chill over there sometime. But Stewie would be like, oh, fucking full-time fucking, you know, just, he's over there all day talking shit. I ain't got time to defend myself on that shit. So he just believed him, like, oh, he called me crazy horse accidentally too. Blocked you. Like, oh shit, my fucking bad. Like, so
you know, I actually saw like your first videos where that other dude left YouTube, and then you had like your intro. You were like, that shit was hilarious. But then you kept then I started watching. Then you kept like switching your name a billion times.
I had to, because he started fucking copyright striking me. He started flagging the channel.
You used to say, what was your thing that you used to say? Like, this is clickbait. There you go. So, clickbait, motherfucker.
I don't even know. I don't know. Was that me? Clickbait, motherfucker. I don't remember that. I used to say I was getting false flagged by triggered trolls because
no, for using the name MMA Quick Hits 2.
Oh yeah, when I very, very first started, I was like, yo,
that's what
I know motherfuckers are looking for MMA Quick Hits.
That shit was hilarious. 2. When you first started, that shit was so funny. It was just so funny.
Hell yeah, man. That shit.
You made your own intro with your voice.
Yeah, I fucking remember this because I didn't know the name of the songs back then. Then like fucking a month later, someone's like, oh, here, by the way, thank me later. And it was his actual music. I was like, oh, we're in the game. We are in the game. Hell yeah, man. Mike Perry does a video where, oh yeah, you already said, where he wears his glasses like Felony. Yeah, I didn't see that video today. It wasn't on an Instagram story today, so I haven't saw that video. But yeah, man, it is what it is. You know, I haven't saw that. I ain't been on Felony's channel like that, so fucking maybe if I wasn't blocked by the trolls, I might have seen something about it. And Bada Jr. says he's still drenched in gorilla piss. Someone said you went for it. Hell yeah, dog. Fuck your time, Matt. Now we're in the door, shadow banned, and some more shit. But yeah, so anything else? We talked a little bit about Cowboy versus Perry, man. Just me and Infamous.
I mean, I feel like I give the edge to Mike Perry. I think he just has the mental advantage. He has Cowboy's whole team.
Yeah, honestly, I was kind of leaning toward Cowboy before all of this crazy shit and taking everything into consideration. Because Cowboy's for sure the more well-rounded, more technical fighter. But he's got hit, and Mike Perry can do damage. But we've seen Mike Perry beat by fucking Joe Bann and Max Griffin and these guys that fight smart fights. So Donald Cerrone's being so experienced. Donald Cerrone can fucking handle a knockout artist. You know what I'm saying? He can. And the thing is, Mike
thought that
Perry's
was
working
not
with Jackson Wink now. He's rounding out his game. He can't round it out in time all the way to be as well-rounded as Cerrone. But the tendencies and the shit that they can show him about Cerrone kind of gives you the edge toward Mike Perry. But I feel like Donald Cerrone's the more technical, well-rounded fighter.
Yeah, I'd agree. Donald Cerrone, I think he is better than Perry. But I feel like that, man, especially if Perry starts talking trash to Cerrone. Like right now, I'm still 50-50, but if he starts talking trash and shit, that might make it even worse for him.
Yeah, Perry can't woo-saw. He needs to get on some like ketamine shit. I don't know the shit that they always be talking about on the Joe Rogan podcast, that Icaro, ketamine shit. Donald Cerrone said he was on that recently. He better get on some more, man, because you're going to have to be at peace coming into this fight. He can't come in here pissed off.
Yeah, maybe take some shrooms before the fight will help him out.
Yeah, or some Xans. No, I don't know. That's not a good idea. But he's going to, yeah, if he comes into this fight pissed off and going against his former team, he's going to have a chip on the shoulder out of it. That's just not that's just spelled a recipe for disaster for Cowboy in the past. So it's crazy. And if he does get knocked out, that's going to be kind of fucked up, man. I low-key feel like Jackson Wink is sabotaging Cowboy. They're training his opponent, and they're pissing him off. Like, how the best ways to beat Cowboy.
It'd be crazy to see Winklejohn, like, talking trash to Cerrone.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, man, yeah, I know all your weaknesses, boy. I know all your weaknesses, boy.
Boy ain't got no liver. Who said that? Robbie Lawler's coach? Remember that shit? I just remembered that. Boy ain't got no liver. Oh, dude. I forgot about that.
You've always been weak in the mind. I know you. I know you real well.
Shit, son. Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, Mike Winklejohn and Greg Giant look the same to me, too. Like, honestly, I cannot tell them apart. Like, you've seen both of them together, right?
Yeah, Winklejohn, I can usually tell him apart because he has the glasses on a lot of the time with the visor.
Okay,
you
well.
Or maybe that's Greg Jackson. Maybe I got him confused.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I didn't know one of them all the time has the fucking visor on with like the, the glasses that got like the string connecting the back. Like he's always got some like athletic glasses on and shit. I think that's actually Winklejohn. He was the one in the picture with Mike Perry, right? I mean, look, I got his Instagram right here. No, that wasn't him. That is Winklejohn, but yeah, either way, yeah. But I mean, that whole situation, yeah, crazy how that played out. Now they're gonna be fighting. Like, whenever because what's crazy is, like, Mike Perry says something about it. Like, he gave us a little warning. He was like, or somebody did, they were like, yeah, so supposedly Cerrone's going to be going on Joe Rogan's show and airing shit out. And this was before he was even on the show. They said it was coming. Cerrone's going to go on the show and let everything out that happened. And so I was like, okay, there might be a little drama there, but nothing crazy. Come to find out, like, Cerrone's low-key out of the fucking gym. Like,
yeah.
Mike Perry's talking about giving him a beautiful death. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, I like Mike Perry's trash talk.
I do too. Like, he's been scaring me a little recently. Like, let me pull up this one on his.
Remember when he was right like, here? Someone might die with the
that might be
Felder fight.
Oh yeah, the Paul.
That
Felder.
Was hilarious. He was like, "What's some?"
Like he makes me feel like he low key doesn't like he has a loose screw. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, of course he does. But he reminds you in like this video specifically. Hold on, I gotta restart it. Look, see how he's breathing. Watch this shit.
He definitely has a couple loose screws.
I'm coming for you. In front of the whole world, motherfucker. You earned it. You earned it. You earned it. We all looking for that beautiful death out here. This little homeless man came into fucking JW earlier today. We ain't give it to him. He don't get it. He gotta go back.
Is this the video you guys are talking about when you're saying he's got his glasses sideways right here like Felony, and he was talking about a homeless man coming into JW? I really hope that, see, Felony, that's the thing, he takes a lot of shit personal, and people ain't even talking about him too, you know, because he's a legend in the game, but he ain't just comprehending everything all the way, all the time. So if you say something and he takes it the wrong way, that helps.
That's a guy who has like 3 loose screws.
Yeah, that happens a lot. You'll say something and he'll take it the wrong way.
That's what happened with you?
You know, that's happened multiple times. But I don't think that's what got me blocked.
Give me an example.
Yeah. Actually, I was trying to. I know what got me blocked. I mean, fuck it. We're just chopping it up, so I'll tell you. But what got me blocked was one night I was watching this live stream, and he was at Walmart, and it was before one of his fights. And that's always cool, like, before his fights, because he's live streaming all the time. So he'll be, like, live streaming before his fights. You can see all the backstage footage and him at the press conference. Like, you see all that shit. You see him training everything. It's a pretty cool stream, you know, but honestly, what it reminds me of, and it's not a bad idea, panhandling, but it's like internet panhandling. You know what I'm saying? Because he is going through a hard time, and he'd be getting the super chat dollars. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? It's interesting to see all the behind the scenes and shit like that. But what got me blocked specifically was he was at Walmart before his fight looking for a scale. He had weigh-ins the next day. And so he was looking for a scale. He wasn't going to buy it. He was just going to use it in the store, step on it, check his weight, and be out of there. Well, you know, he goes everywhere with his glasses cocked all the way to the side. Like, he does it intentionally, but that's his look now. He's got his glasses cocked to the side, and so he looks maybe crazy, homeless, whatever you want to think. He does that on purpose. He always has his glasses to the side, like Mike Perry in this video. And so he was walking through Walmart at like 3:30 in the morning, and so the security starts following him. This black security guard. And Felony realized that, like, hey, bro, why you following me? And dude's like, I ain't following. He's like, yeah, bro, you fucking following me. He might not have said fucking. He's like, yeah, bro, you following me. I've been seeing you following me. What's up? And so then they go back and forth a little bit, and he's like, fuck it, I'll just leave. And so Felony's leaving, and dude's like, well, I'll walk behind you. And Felony's like, don't put your hands on me, bro. Don't put your hands on me. And dude's like, man, who do you think you are? He don't know who Felony is, clearly. You know he's a professional fighter.
Yeah.
So he's like, Felony's like, don't put your hands on me, bro. And the dude reaches out and, like, smacks his phone out of his hand. Felony's hand falls, and it cracks and shit. So I see that. I'm like, oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? That's low-key maybe a lawsuit. And I know Felony could really use one. And he was saying, all right, bro, I'm fucking suing you. I'm suing you. You just smacked my phone out my hand, bro. It's cracked. I'm suing y'all. And he's walking out the building. The guards are following him. Once they get outside, Felony's like, bro, I'm a professional fighter. Don't put your fucking hands on me. And so he goes to his car and shit. His phone is still cracked. Security pulls up on him, and Felony actually goes up to the car like, yo, I'm a professional fighter. This dude did this. I'm going to get out of here. But afterward, you know, Felony still had a fight the next day, so he couldn't do nothing about it that night. But he was like, yo, I'm going to sue them. And so I was like, okay, maybe I put that up on my channel to get it exposure because, you know, he ain't gonna be able to pay no damn lawyer. He ain't going to be able to call no damn lawyer. None of that shit. So the best way to really get it out there, in my mind, because I even asked in the chat, like, should I put this up to help get it exposure? Like, maybe is this a potential lawsuit? The dude did put his hands on him and slap his shit out of his hand without, you know, Felony didn't touch him and shit. So maybe there is something there. So I put it on my second channel thinking, you know, trying to fucking get it out there. And somebody was like, oh, shit, you snitched on Felony. One of the trolls, Stewie. That's the squeak. The motherfucker, he's been saying that forever. The squeak shit all the way from before that. He's like, oh, look, you're at it again, squeak, motherfucker. Felony, you got to block him. And, you know, he's got 10 accounts. He'd come in on the next one. Hey, Felony, you probably should block that full-time guy. Like, what the fuck? Like, so, you know, with 20 different accounts, it actually happened. But it was actually trying to do something good, and it got taken out of context, and I got blocked.
Did you get his confirmation to put it on your shit?
Well, so, yeah, someone in the chat, he wasn't even reading the chat. He's not always reading the chat. You know what I'm saying? He was actually he shut the stream off after that because his phone was cracked. He shut it off. So the people that were still in the chat, I asked them, I was like, yo, do y'all think I should put that up to get it out there? Someone was like, I don't care, do whatever you want. You know, and it's the people that are actually supporting Felony because
you probably
it's the
should have
people
just
that are
asked
in the
Felony.
chat.
So.
But yeah, I mean, it ain't like I got his fucking phone number. And honestly,
gotcha.
I really didn't care. He could have said, hey, bro, take that down. You know, it works both ways instead of fucking whatever. But yeah, and so. But needless to say, long story short, he does take shit the wrong way sometimes. And my boy Now and Later, who just said that, is this the video you were talking about where because he just said, yo, why ain't you sticking up for Felony? Mike Perry fucking called him homeless wearing his glasses sideways. This is a video where he's wearing his glasses sideways, and I don't see him. He said something about a homeless guy, but he didn't say shit about Felony. When he said homeless, he said a homeless guy tried to come into JW, Jackson Wink, and we didn't give it to him. He said he was looking for that beautiful death, but we didn't give it to him. So he's pretty much saying we didn't whoop a bum's ass today. And he didn't say shit about Felony being a bum. And actually, Perry was, I don't know, I think he might have bought fucking Felony lunch one day, like randomly on Felony's live stream. He was like chilling with Mike Perry. And I was like, what the fuck? So, you know, because usually it's just him by himself in his car or in his house, just sitting there. But he actually had Mike Perry, he was eating with them out at like Applebee's or some shit. And Mike Perry was eating off of his plate and shit. They were having a grand old time. Felony was showing Mike Perry about YouTube and shit like that. And I was like, oh, okay, Mike Perry rocks with Felony. And he's clearly also not racist. He's eating off of his fucking plate. But now I see, you know, and people saying, like, why aren't you defending Felony against Mike Perry and shit? So Yeah, I don't think this was a video. I'll play it one more time because this is exactly how Felony rocks his glasses. Exactly like this if you're looking at your screen now. 100% he walks around you look at his YouTube videos for the last 6 months. He's got his glasses cocked like this. This is like a Felony tribute now. Felony, his fans will send in pictures with their glasses cocked to the side like this because that's how he walks around. But he didn't talk no shit on Felony in this video.
I'm coming for you! In front of the whole world, motherfucker! You earned it! You earned it. You earned it. We all looking for that beautiful death out here. This little homeless man came into fucking JW earlier today. We ain't give it to him. He don't get it. He gotta go back.
Yeah, I don't think he was talking about him there, but you gotta look at Felony page talking to Perry. Okay, maybe I'm missing it, but I just seen his glasses like that and heard homeless. So since I don't know exactly what you're speaking of, maybe it's somewhere else. But yeah, I haven't saw. You got to look at Felony's page, his Instagram page, maybe something like that. But yeah, it really ain't that crazy. But to answer your question now later, yeah, I just didn't see that shit. Stewie all over the place in the chat now. Definitely, yeah, I know. That's part of the reason I'm not. That motherfucker's crazy. He's in love. That motherfucker ain't got. Hey, it is what it is. I'm not gonna.
Well, he be trolling on your channel too.
Yeah, that's for a minute when we were getting 10 thumbs up per video. I'm pretty sure this is the same dude that got my GoFundMe's flag down. Maybe even reported a bunch of my YouTube videos. That might be part of the reason we're shadow banned. I don't know exactly why we are, but if you report a bunch of videos, maybe that can get it done. But yeah, he fucking for a while, every single video as soon as we uploaded it would have like 7 thumbs down, and that was literally one guy with 7 YouTube accounts. Some of them he's pretending to be girls. Some of them he's a guy. It's crazy how much time this motherfucker
so sad.
has. He'll be on my
like
stream as soon as we go up. He'll go to Coach will be streaming. What up, Coach? Felony streaming. He's always there. Like, motherfucker's got time on his hands.
I hate people like, man.
But yeah,
to think you would have that much time or just that much like, do you really have nothing better to do other than do that shit?
No, nothing. Ain't no way he's got a female, you know what I'm saying? And maybe not, you know. And see, some of these guys, I've actually seen one of the trolls, so that's why I'm kind of like, oh, that makes sense. I don't know if it's the case for all of them, but one of my trolls actually, was on I went down a rabbit hole. I looked at these motherfuckers on Twitter and shit, looking through all type, like, okay, you guys rock with this shit. And so went down like a troll rabbit hole. One of these dudes actually is handicapped, like he's in a wheelchair, like, you know, like, he's handicapped, you know, so he's on the internet all day. You can kind of get why. That's why he doesn't have a life and shit. Like, he literally is in a wheelchair, like, type handicapped. And so that, I'm like, okay, I don't want to fucking poke at those guys, but I don't know if that's the case for Stewie and everybody else, but at least one of them motherfuckers literally, I mean, it still doesn't excuse him.
To ruin your fucking hustle.
No, it doesn't excuse that at all. I'll never understand that. That shit's crazy, Nick. That shouldn't even be possible. It shouldn't even be possible for a fucking troll to report your shit enough times to get it affected like this. Like, and GoFundMe, like, they don't even tell you why. You email them like, yo, what the fuck? This is the second time it's happened.
That's the problem with
and they're like,
a lot of other places. They don't have a good
proprietary company, and so we don't have to explain why our banking processors no longer do business with you. Like, what? What the fuck are you doing? Okay.
What the fuck that even mean, first of all?
Back when we had somebody that was going to match every dollar donated to the channel up to $400. And we got up to like $200. He matched it. We had like $400 on the GoFundMe. I get an email, $400 being refunded. We can't do business with you. Your GoFundMe shut down. Oh my God, you motherfuckers. Like, literally.
And you just make another account of GoFundMe?
I made another one, and they did it to that one. I've had 2 GoFundMe shut down. I have to find another fucking website. I had, and I was like, okay, maybe they could. The first GoFundMe as a prize, I was like, yo, I'm using this to move to the new studio, and if we can get this GoFundMe goal, I will do a shoey live on stream. And I was like, okay, maybe those motherfuckers can report it because I was offering alcohol in the prize, even though I'm not offering it to nobody else. I was like, in celebration, I'll drink alcohol. It's like, okay, so maybe that's part of the problem. So when I remade the new GoFundMe, I had nothing to do with shoey, nothing to do with alcohol, and the motherfucker still took it down. All bad. And then now fucking when we're streaming, doing our fight companions, Like, normally, you get a lot of viewers on Fight Night on pay-per-view because people are looking for the live stream trying to watch a free pay-per-view. So they go to YouTube, Woodley vs. Till live stream. And our channel would pop up if we're doing a fight companion. And there's other channels that do fight companions. Their shit still pops up. But our last 2 fight companions in a row, we've searched up UFC live stream, and our channel is the only one that doesn't show up. So people looking for those live streams now, since we're shadow banned from probably them reporting our YouTube videos, we can't grow that way. Our suggested video counts down. We're in some shitty algorithm. It's all bad, and it seems like all power of trolls. And
you ever think of just like making a new channel, telling everybody to sub to that one?
Yeah, I've got one actually. I did that in the past, but like the turn, like you do that, and I mean I could restart, but only about 1,000 people max would come over. You know, there's a lot of people that probably, and then what's to stop that one from getting fucking shadow banned as soon as you get to 5,000 or something? You know what I'm saying? Until the trolls don't have that power, there's I literally have thought about that. Like, should I restart another account so I can get those new viewers? But I was like, well, they'll just fucking report this one, so maybe I shouldn't. But yeah,
that's the thing. If you get too many dislikes on a video, you have to, like, you know, turn that shit off real quick so that doesn't happen to you.
Yeah, yep.
That's what a lot of the channels do. They turn off, like, if they get too many dislikes, they turn it off right away.
Yeah, and it's because
on
they
the
know,
automatic.
Like, it's because it's a game. I've seen this. You know, like it's like whenever you see it,
like
sometimes it makes me want to hit the thumbs up. I'm like, yo, the thumbs up count is close to the thumb.
I mean,
like,
there's definitely other channels that are a lot more controversial than you are, but they don't, you know.
And they're not shadow banned. Yeah, there's a lot of people that say crazy shit, disrespectful shit. And you would imagine they've got people that have fucking reported their channels. Like, where the fuck are their trolls? How come their shit's not getting shut down and shadow banned? Like, they actually piss people off with the shit that they say. What are you like? Why am I getting singled out? And I don't even say shit controversial. I don't even try to go into.
You're pretty respectful.
Shit. I try to be, and yeah. So I try to do a bunch of different shit, and yeah. So I don't know how the trolls can really just affect shit like that, but that's why I'm just grinding through it. Like, it's honestly, it's unmotivating to know like the growth is just like we used to get like 30, 40 new subs a day. Now we'll be at like 9 some days on a good day, 5 on a. It's just way slower. And I was going back through all my old videos. When we had 1,000 subs, our videos were reaching more people than we're at an all-time high now, and they're just not going out there. So it's shitty. How do hate channels stay up but you get shut down? That's a good question now and later. Yeah, that's why I'm confused.
Yeah, like
Slacker says, what does shadow ban mean? It means that it's a shitty algorithm or something, but what it means is when people go to like search for your channel, it's a lot harder.
Yeah, there's somebody just joined. I don't know if it's a troll or something. I think it's a troll.
I'll see who
because
it
he has
is.
a trolly picture. It says mother on it.
Mother. Oh yeah, I think that might be Bada Bing. Bada Bing, Bada Boom.
Oh okay. Wait, that's Bada
Junior. Yeah.
Oh, what's up, man?
I think so. Maybe. Mother of all baby choice. That might be him. He's hopped in here once and he never said anything. But yeah, I don't know. That's why I don't know what the fuck was going on now and later. That's why I was like, what the fuck is this? I thought, is it my betting advice? Because, you know, I'm kind of encouraging people to not bet money. And if you do, you're going to win. Like, because I went from 500 to 12,000.
Do you actually know how that betting stuff works, or you just assuming?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know how a lot of it works as far as like you mean the odds and shit like that. I don't know about how shadow betting.
I mean, like don't you have? Doesn't it have to be more specific, like a second round knockout, third round?
No, you don't have to. No, you can. Like,
so
you can bet just on the result. You can bet on if it's going to end in the first half of the fight or the second half. You can bet parlays and multiple people. I've been learning about all of that shit, but my bankroll thing is just straight bets. You know, I don't on my that's all I cover. But I was like, shit, maybe it's that. But yeah, that's why now and later says how do hate channel step. It's like, I don't know. Maybe it's because it was. But some
I feel like there might have been something else to your situation. Because there's a lot of other people say crazier shit than you do, though.
Yeah, and some people reached out and they were like, I have success on betting, you know, on this website. And I'm like, maybe it's because it's YouTube. I don't know. Like, there's people that win money. So I'm not the only one that fucking has success with that. So I have no fucking clue, really, what the deal is, why we're shadow banned. And honestly, I don't know. I'm hoping that it's lifted one day. That's kind of what I'm going for.
Have you learned more about this shadow banning?
Yeah, I've seen,
like, other people talk about it.
Happened. Yeah, it's happened. Like,
so, like, what is it? What are they doing specifically? They're just making your videos not pop up with suggestions, right?
On the suggested tab and then on the search tab sometimes. Like, your videos won't pop up as much on the suggested tab, and then your live streams won't pop up on the search tab, really. Like, so at least from the tags of your videos. Like whenever you make a video and you put in the tags, like let's say we're doing a fight companion, in the tags I would put in UFC live stream, so whenever someone searches UFC live stream, they find our video. But even if I put it in the tags now and they search for a UFC live stream and we are live, we won't pop up there. And it's called shadow ban because they don't tell you they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? They don't send you an email, hey, you fucked up, here's your strike.
Yeah, I understood that.
You know, like if they were giving you a copyright strike, you would know what you did wrong. So, but this is the thing, I'm a fucking small ass channel. Whenever I was doing my research on it, it's happening to a lot of, you know, like the fucking alt-right channels and shit like that. That's really who it was happening. I'm like, I'm not no goddamn alt-right channel. What the fuck? I'm not on here talking to Alex Jones turning frogs gay. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
but there's channels with 500,000 subscribers that this shit happened to. I'm like, what the fuck did little old me do? Like, I got 8,000 subs. Like, chill. So I don't know what the fuck it had to do with.
Yeah,
honestly.
I searched up UFC live stream right now, and the MMA holes popped up. They get crazy views.
Yeah, that's what happens because people and see on Fight Night. I don't know. You probably
that's
do,
where you make your money,
so
right?
long.
Fight Night.
Yeah, that's where see. I wasn't doing a fight companion. What I would do on Fight Night is my immediate reaction. So Daniel Cormier knocks out this guy. Those videos would go crazy on Fight Night too. That motherfucker would get 24,000 views or. Like, watch, I'll pull up my most popular videos on my channel, and it's a lot of those fight result videos. But the thing is, now, that's what made me notice something was weird. I was like, fucking, how come on Fight Night my top video is getting 1,000 instead of 25,000? Like, it used to be a prelim fight would go up to 7,000. Main event would sometimes hit 60,000, like, just on Fight Night because people are looking for the fights on YouTube. But now it'll cap out at like 1,000. I'm like, what the fuck? Are people not searching it? And so I saw the other channels, like you said, the MMA holes, they do fight companions as well. And that was the difference. I did immediate videos after they were doing a fight companion, but both of our best nights are on Fight Night. So whenever my Fight Night died down, that's when I knew something was crazy. And I seen not only there's a channel with like 2,000 subscribers called like Fights with Friends. They go live and do fight companions. When we were doing a fight companion, they had like 177 people watching to like 40 of ours because they were on the search results and we weren't. And we've got more subscribers, so that's crazy because it's like normally it's the highest one first. And we scrolled all the way down during the fight companion. We weren't even 20 down on the list. You could not find us.
Wow.
Yeah, so
hoes is the beta of all beta trolls.
that's my motherfucking dog Bada Jr. in the building. Finally heard us. What's up, Bada Bing? What's going on?
Hello world.
Hello world. That's my motherfucking
I am the
dog
mother
right
of
there.
all beta trolls.
The mother of all beta trolls. Holy shit.
I hereby approve that the beta trolls have no life at all.
Oh shit. He's on the beta trolls. This is the motherfucking king of warfare over here. But look, popular uploads that aside from the Conor ones, like here's one. The last Style Bender video got like fucking 6,000 views. Or it's not 6,000, fucking 60,000. The Randy Brown prelim fight, 42, and this was 9 months ago. So 9 months ago, I'm getting 42,000, and fucking now, more subs than ever, we hit like 1,000. So we're just like out of the search, out of the suggested. So that's the bullshit.
What do you think, man? Should you start a new channel or just keep doing what you're doing right
I mean,
now?
I've got the UFC Yankovic one, but I don't know. I thought about starting a new one, but it's like that's like I said earlier. What's to stop
You know
that
what?
one
You
from
might
getting
as-
shadow banned?
Maybe just use another channel, see how big that one gets.
Or maybe just
You
on
still
Fight
have
Night.
this one.
You know, maybe just for Fight Night, have another channel for Fight Night. Like fucking.
Can't you just post like
so it's
both
not
videos
shadow
on both
banned.
channels?
So we'll just reach like all the new people. Hey guys, make sure you go subscribe to my other channel. But I'm over here. I might do that actually. I might make a new one for Fight Night just because it's not shadow banned.
And then once if that one gets big enough, then you could just move that.
Yeah, just move
to
it
that
over.
one.
Honestly, yeah, I might do that. Honestly, I might.
Because if you could get like at least 3K, 4K subs, but you're getting a lot more views,
yeah,
it might be better just to move over there.
Yep. Honestly, I might. See, the
That sounds
UFC
like a good plan.
Yankovic was MMA. That one was my backup channel for whenever this one started getting copy strike and they were trying to shut it down. So I did make a backup channel in the past, and it's already
I know you
800 subs.
had plenty of channels, definitely.
Yeah, I've had to remake channels before, so I might just have to do that here. Honestly, I might just make a new one for Fight Night. And honestly, I thought UFC 228 was tomorrow, and it's not. It's not for another week. Yeah, I swear to God, if you listen to my live stream today, I was like, yo, UFC 228 hype. It's tomorrow. Can't wait. Fucking Booger Bash. Like, let's go. I thought it was fucking time.
You are the beta trolls.
I've never seen MMA whole video, so I don't know.
Yeah, man. It's just fight companions, you know, a lot of bells and whistles. I mean, I don't have nothing against those dudes. Honestly, it's just fucking, we kind of got into it in the past, because...
You did?
Yeah, we did.
How you always get beef, dude? You're like a
I didn't get beef with them, man. I didn't get beef with them, man. They came at me.
right.
I was getting hella views, man. I swear to God, bro, like, and also Stewie and these other trolls, they kind of tried to start some shit, but I still don't give a fuck about that. Like, I don't know. I've listened to the show like fucking 5 times, not even a full show, just on fight night. You know, I've been that guy looking for a fucking YouTube stream because none of my other streams are working. I'm like, maybe somebody's live streaming the fights on YouTube, and when it's not there, you know, sometimes you see that shit. But yeah, I don't got nothing wrong with them. They just tried to call me like Carlos Mencia and say I was stealing some shit from them, so I responded. And I responded like, what the fuck are you talking about, Carlos Mencia, dog? And I just had to go into it, how I wasn't stealing, and how if this was stealing, then all of this shit is. And oh, by the way, where'd you get this idea? So, you know, I just had to defend myself. I didn't like go at them or nothing. I was just defending my shit. John Doe said, what happened to the MMA troll? I don't know. Or the I don't know. Bada Jr.'s in here, though. MMA hoes. But see, and like I said, you know, people can say what they want. I don't even got a problem with them motherfuckers. They called me Carlos Mencia, said I stole some shit, and they came at me first. I defended it, but it ain't like I hold a grudge against them. I ain't even thought about them motherfuckers in the last 3 months until tonight. I'm too busy trying to figure out what's going on. You know what I'm saying? What's going on our channel and trying to get this shit fixed. So, but yeah, man.
The beta trolls, aka.
My dude is fucking crazy. Now and later said I forgot the name, but they got 2 big screens in the back. If I don't order, I watch there. They get away with it. That one's called. Is that what that might be? Fights with Friends. Honestly, that might be them. I'm not sure. One of these motherfuckers got like 2,000 subscribers. They were trying to get a Logan Paul versus KSI fight off with me. They're like, hey, they're making this money. We're actually talking MMA. How about it? Let's put it on contract.
Put it on contract.
Oh, Food Fight Live. I think that's what you're talking about, John Doe. Yeah. Oh, man. That is fucking, man. We're just chilling. It's 3 in the morning. Chopping it up. Speaking of them people, honestly. No, I'm not going to go into the whole history unless people want to hear it. But that's part of the reason me and the MMA trolls got into it, because of them Food Fights Live people. That's funny. You bring
Food Fight? Who the hell are
All right.
I swear I don't know a lot of these people. Yeah, I want to hear
Let's
this
just
shit.
chop it up. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't yet. All right, fuck it.
So, trolls, aka
those people, Food Fights Live.
Full-time MMA.
Yeah,
BLT,
motherfucking
JBH. BLT, JBH, The Cook, Mr. Cook,
What about all of them?
CWL91, Dama, El Chapo, Darren
My guy's
B.
got a whole list of their fucking squad.
That's just one of those people.
Bro, are you saying something negative about them or just plugging their shit? You better be calling them beta trolls or something, chilling on the chat.
They be beta trolls,
Okay.
aka closet fanboys to full-time MMA.
Let's motherfucking go! Bada Jr. in the motherfucking room.
BLT,
What a pleasure.
JBH,
What a pleasure.
CWL91, Dama, El Chapo, Darren B.
On they asses.
Trolls,
No.
Beta, Troll Kill, Joker 306, Troll
Okay,
Chesko,
okay.
Big Drama, Pre-Call,
My nigga has
Not
a
Flame,
list, dog. He's got his
Superchat.
notepad.
It's like
full,
he's like an
dog.
automated message or something.
Bro, have you seen him on the
MMA
chats?
Holes, Mayor West, Frank
All right,
Venom,
chill.
Jake Smooth.
Are you an
Stewie
automated
Grafton,
message or are you a real
Jason
What the
person?
fuck, man? Are you
Colby
good?
Covington,
I might have
Drunk
to
Sevens.
take this nigga off. chill, water, chill.
London Taylor, Kenshiro Ryutu,
Oh
Purely
yeah, he's got a
Anime,
list of everybody.
Katie
Man. He's
Smashes,
fucking around.
Deathstroke
All right.
OG, Gary 200
I'm gonna have to
Hansen,
motherfucking.
Dan from Oregon, Michael
I don't even know how to
Angelo,
fucking.
Dude, I think it's a troll.
Smooth Criminal,
He
No,
trolling.
this is
Fights with
Vader
Friends,
Jr. He ain't
Muscle
fucking around,
Classic.
but I don't even know how to use the motherfucking the controls to kick him off. We might have to make a new
Pulse
one.
Resurrected, Watermelon and Chicken,
Butter,
full time.
Yo, cop.
bro. Okay, all right, we got
Hey,
this.
young on this ring, Paul. Full time toilet cleaner.
All right,
Stewie motherfucker Griffin.
I'm gonna
Stewie
figure this
motherfucker
out.
Griffin.
I'm gonna figure out how to. I need to figure this out anyway. This is good
And that quick
experience.
is the original beta troll. I, along with their
Google
families, look forward to the
Hangout.
glorious day
Y'all about to figure this out with
these
the
pathetic
full-time
beta
family.
trolls, pathetic obituary of the
mute him
beta troll
because it's
tribune.
getting
I don't
too
know
much.
how I'm
That
trying to
was-
figure out. I swear to God, I'm about to just close this shit out and fucking start a new Google Hangout because I don't got no control. They ain't giving me no control over this chat. What's going
May they
on?
rest in beta. We
May
out.
they rest in beta. We out. That's my motherfucking dog. Appreciate it. All right. Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to figure out the controls on this call, son.
Yeah, I'm not sure how this. Yeah, but he left though, so we good.
All right, we good until he comes back. He scrolls up and hits the motherfucking link again. But so
Yeah, that was weird.
So yeah, this was part of the little fucking beef with those guys too. I didn't have one with them. They came at me like I said, so I responded. But so there's a channel called Food Fights Live, and that's who they were talking about. Like, they sit and they actually have two TVs on behind them, and they both actually have the fights on them. So you can kind of watch the fights on their fight companion because they're a small channel and they don't really give a fuck if they get shut down. So they're actually able to get away with playing the fights on their YouTube fight companion. They do that. Well, this MMA Trolls channel, and I call them that because I don't want to give them free pub after they came at me for no goddamn reason, but they went to Twitter, and I seen this just as a fucking casual observer. I had never even interacted with them at this point, but we have some of the same followers, and I seen them retweeting it. This MMA Holes dude was retweeting the FBI fucking copyright notice, and he was tagging these guys like, how can these guys blatantly get away with piracy on YouTube? They're showing the fights, and they like tagged FBI, they tagged piracy, like they were literally just straight fucking like tagged the feds on these guys, this small ass YouTube channel that was doing fight companions. And I was like I didn't have a problem with them, so I just stayed out of it. But I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like, just do your own thing. Like, they're gonna get shut down eventually. Why are you tagging the feds and shit? So what I did do though was I took a screenshot of that shit. Just because I had already seen some of their fans like talking shit in the comments, like they hadn't really, me and him had never said anything. So with that being said, whenever I started doing my fucking live streams, you can see in the chat, you know how I got like the $5 Mark Hunt Atomic Butt Drop, fucking $20 Colby Covington. You don't know my struggle. Just the super chat tip alerts. Well, on his stream, he has tip alerts, but they're completely different. He's, I don't know, $7, fucking 7 cents dance. Like, they're all different. So, the fact that I have tip alerts on my channel and they're all different, he was like, yo, this is the fucking Carlos Mencia of MMA YouTube channels. He's fucking stealing my shit. And I'm like, whoa. I got fucking tip alerts on my channel. You don't do half the shit I do. I do separate videos. I don't do fight companions. I don't do none of this shit. So and plus I changed everything up. So it is fucking Skip and Shannon stealing first take. Like, there's so many places that have something. Like, is Burger King fucking robbing McDonald's because they both have 5 for 5s? Is Wendy's fucking robbing because they got, no, it's fucking different. I don't have none of your shit. I don't have no 7-cent dance on $7, dog. I got my own fucking gifts, my own sound bites, everything, and I get tagged talking about I'm the Carlos Mencia of MMA from him. It wasn't a fan, it was his ass on Twitter. Yo, look at this fucking full-time MMA guy. And then I see him talking, oh, this fat guy with the weird hats. I'm like, bitch, I don't even know you. Chill. So I responded on a video, and I exposed how he's got some designs. My boy, mother of all beta trolls, he's on their asses. He knows their fucking history. I don't even know how. This dude knows their parents' names, the medications they're on. He be on their asses. That's why I'm glad he's on my side. But he fucking pointed some things out, too. Like, yo, you stole this Conor McGregor logo in your Teespring store. You stole this. You did this. So you're calling him out for having tip alerts, but now let's look at you. And so I pointed some of that shit out in the video, and I was just, like, responding. But in my response, I also said, and oh, by the way, you remember when you tagged the fucking feds on this channel with 2,000 subscribers? Because they fucking were doing a fight companion? And so that's why it's funny, because their trolls are always like, squeak, squeak. I'm like, I have a fucking picture of this guy tagging the feds. What's going on? Like, it's so confusing to me. Like, it's crazy, dog.
Dude,
but I haven't even been
how
thinking
much
about that
beef
shit.
you've gotten from being on YouTube. Like,
I don't even think about that shit. Like, I'm doing my own thing. I get tagged in a fucking tweet. I get a motherfucker with 10 different accounts hitting thumbs down on my shit, flagging down my fucking GoFundMe, and I'm over here trying to do a song this day, news this day. I'm not even thinking about none of these motherfuckers. And now I'm shadow banned.
It's
But it is
funny how
what it
like
is.
you think you go to
John
YouTube,
Doe
it's
said,
a
who
friendly
tagged the
place.
feds, dog? I still might have that goddamn thing saved. I fucking saved it. 'Cause the MMA hoes have a motherfucking, they tagged Food Fights Live, FBI, copyright notice. Hey, how can these guys watch the fights on their live stream trying to get their shit shut down? And so I was like, why the fuck are you guys coming in my comments with this squeak squeak shit? Like, if you really gave a fuck, you would be looking at this picture I have, or that you know of, because you all fucking retweeted it, where this dude's tagging the fucking federales on a... It's not like he's doing it on a big-ass YouTube channel because he's worried about them stealing money. He's worried about this little 1,000 subscriber YouTube channel taking all of his viewers because he's actually showing the fights. Let me see if I still got this fucking picture. But yeah, man, that was that. And since then, I ain't said shit to them. I don't even give a fuck.
You haven't had any problems
I mean,
recently,
except
at
for
least?
with the trolls, you know, like
Oh,
the
okay,
Stewies of the world. They try to go back and forth and start shit and stuff like that. But I don't go over there. I don't respond to them. Like, if he tagged me, I would respond. But other than that, I'm not starting shit with people. Like, I'm not looking for channels to start shit with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even thinking about that shit. Pictures, camera roll, saved pictures, maybe? I don't know where the fuck I would have saved this. Got all these different places with pictures. I'll probably find this shit, though. I don't know, but yeah, so until then, man, until I can find it, I don't know if there's some other shit to talk about. We got 27 people watching. Do me a favor, if you don't mind. It's 3:05 in the morning. Hit thumbs up for your boy. Maybe it'll help the shadow ban. Maybe not.
There was another thing. Khabib was like upset that one of his boys lost the fight, and they felt he got robbed.
In the PFL?
Yeah, I don't know what it was, cause he disabled the comments on it for some reason. I would have wrote like, "Hey, Clayton T-Ball got robbed in your fight, so don't be complaining."
What? Khabib's never lost a round. Chill. Chill.
He lost that fight according to me. He lost that fight according to me.
Dog, he's never lost a round.
He should have lost around that fight. How do you get taken down twice?
I don't know what you're talking about. All I know is he's never lost a round. Ask Dana.
All right, full time. You gonna be a troll
Ask
to me
Dana.
now?
I'm just saying, ask Dana. There's a lot of people that will agree with me when I say he's never lost a round.
That's true.
No, he definitely. Yeah, I agree. I watched that T-Bow fight, but the thing is, honestly, T-Bow didn't look like he was playing by the motherfucking rules in that fight. If we're talking USADA and stuff, boom, got it. I found it. I was like, damn, am I not gonna find this picture? Boom. So Food Fights Live blatantly pirates UFC copyright content and live streams it on YouTube, Facebook, rips off other way better MMA shows due to being incredibly unoriginal. So this is another person he's saying is stealing shit. Like, look, they're doing fight companions because they're unoriginal. Oh, look, Full Time's got tip alerts. He's Carlos Mencia. He thinks everyone's stealing from him and shit. Like, okay. He said he thinks they can get away with it. Think again. By the way, we got better numbers and didn't show the fights. So, like, this channel had 1,000 subscribers, and he's, like, trying to get the fucking federales on here. Straight tagging the FBI anti-piracy warning and the UFC, tagging the channel. It's like, what the fuck? Squeak, squeak, what are you talking about? But, yeah, so, just a whole crate, and that's one of the things I talked about in the video where I fucking was just defending my shit. What happened to your boy Cash? He cracks me up. Super Cash is somebody I would fucking love to have on the channel just for one show. Dude, I've seen like
a couple of his videos. The only thing I remember is like his funny ass voice. He just sounds like a troll.
No, and later said every single picture, everything is stolen. Nobody can really say anything. I was like me saying, "Oh, did you fucking steal Jon Jones's picture for your thumbnail for the live stream?" Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. No, you added to it. You put some fucking fire behind it and words in front of it. Not like.
Now it's your own.
Yeah, and so it's like, and maybe that's something. Maybe he gives a fuck about the number. I really don't give a fuck about the numbers. I give a fuck about growing as a channel and moving, progressing as a future. I don't give a fuck who's got better numbers tonight on their live stream, nothing like that. I give a fuck if that AdSense, these pennies add up. And that's when I noticed something was wrong, because, you know, you get paid for the pennies on fight night. That's a little bump. You might get fucking $15 on fight night because you got 40,000 donks trying to watch free fights. Like, all right, sweet, that's my penny. So once I was like, wait, whoa. How the fuck am I at more subscribers? My shit went from like fucking $550 to like $250 a month. That's also when I knew something was fucked up. So, I mean, that's one of the fucked up things. As much as I don't give a fuck about the trolls, and I'm just going to keep grinding, they are fucking with my money, honestly. They flagged down a $400 GoFundMe. They've got my AdSense cut in half with the fucking shadow ban. So, and they're fucking, the ops are tagging the feds. On top of that, it's like, I'm just trying to grind, be respectful while I do it. I'm not on here shock valuing motherfuckers. I'm good at shit talking. I could come on here and just be that guy everyone hates and talk shit. But I'm trying to like keep it respectful, potentially interview fighters, not be that guy that the old channel was, that was talking about chin checking Robbie Lawler and shit.
Yeah, like, I definitely wouldn't go that far. That's crazy.
I wouldn't go that far, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I'm just doing my thing though, man. It is what it is. We're gonna keep rocking, keep rolling, and potentially just make a new channel if we have to try and get out of this shadow ban. And
all right, so like if you were starting a new channel, like what advice would you give to yourself after all this like information? If you could like go back in time and tell yourself.
Be careful with the footage you use, because a lot of the times you actually can use the footage. Like, and of course if it's not a paper, a lot of the times like there's a fair use thing that when you first start you probably don't know shit about, and it's really about footage. Like this interview right here, like I could play some of it, but you have to be careful because pretty much I would just say learn about fair use. I instead of like I had to go to copyright school like 3 fucking times, so they told me all about it. But fucking just learn about fair use and just be careful with the videos you use. But if you're just careful with it and you just don't use them, then you ain't got to worry about it. That's why on this channel I'm just super safe. I don't play anything. But yeah, just learn about fair use. Know about your tags. At first, I didn't know anything about tags, so people weren't able to search my videos. Tags, fair use, that's really the beginning. I mean, yeah.
How do you... Oh, all right. I'll just learn that myself.
Yeah, no, tags and fair use, but that's really the start of it. Super Cash wants no smoke, says Butter Jr. Yo, Super Cash just always laughs at Connor. You have to laugh at his voice. Yo, I'm telling you, it was just comedy for me. I haven't been over there in a while, though, but yo, that was so fun. Fat time MMA, I'll fucking rip your afro right out your head, you motherfucker. You on defend Conor McGregor.
But he doesn't like Connor?
Oh my god, you don't know who Super Cash is, dog? No,
I know him, but like...
Yeah, no, he literally he named himself. He's the self-proclaimed Conor McGregor arch nemesis. He really thinks Conor McGregor and their team listens to his videos and they like worry about the fall of Conor McGregor because of Super Cash. Like, somebody's got to save that baby. Conor McGregor's doing these drugs and leaving D Devil in a home with that baby. That's child endangerment. This is not cool. Someone's got to take Conor down. It's fucking crazy. And then he'll laugh. Oh my Lord. And then he'll sing a song. There'll be a video called like Conor McGregor gave D Devil and STDs from fucking Dylan Dennis. Like he'll say some crazy ass shit, and then you'll get on there and he'll be like,
yeah, he just sounds like a crazy troll.
Like he'll be singing like Super Cash. He's crazy. I wanted to get him on the show just to like have a podcast one time.
Have you ever talked to the guy?
No, I wanted to. I was like, yo, bro, you should call in. Like we went back and forth on videos, but we never got to speak. I don't even want to do him wrong, just like verbally shit on him like I did El Chapo. I just want to have an MMA conversation with him because he's so fucking funny.
It sounds like he's just
troll him a little in the conversation. No. He's not putting on an act. I'll tell you that much. One of the times, because I was going back and forth with him, and in the comments, he was in my comments. I would listen to his reaction video and reply. One of his neighbors or somebody got on one of the videos, and they were like, "Yo, this dude had like a brain surgery or something, and he's not right in the head anymore. Please leave him alone. Like he doesn't know what he's saying." Like really? Somebody that cared about him got in the comments like, "Yo, Super Cash, or this dude has something wrong with his brain. I don't know if he got in an accident, something." And so they said that has a lot to do with it. And so I was like, "Oh." After that, I kind of left him alone.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why not only I kind of left him alone, but also that's why I just want to have a conversation with him. But now that we got Bada Bing back in the room, honestly, I don't know if we got much more to speak about on as far as the MMA front. He's about to start reading his list again.
We out, peace.
Family. Do you actually? Yeah, I can shut off the. All right, Infamous, I'll holler at you later, man.
Friends and create content.
All right, I'm gonna shut off the hangout for now.
Shut it off.
What the fuck? Bada Bing not fucking around. Let's take that off, dog. My guy Bada Jr. hopped in. He had a whole list. He's got it ready. Like, that's just crazy. But what's going on, full-time family? I really hope you guys enjoyed the show. talked some MMA. We actually got more debates off to that. There were some questions I wanted answers to, not just going over the news and covering the news. It's like, what's going to happen? Does Nicco stand a chance? Who's better, Nicco or Cachoeira? Like, what's going on with Mike Perry and Cerrone? Like, can Cerrone win now that he's got all these odds stacked against him? And oh, by the way, what about Jon Jones saying that Khabib, doesn't finish anybody? A lot of things I wanted to talk about today that different than your typical stream. After work, it's Friday night. Not a live show scheduled for tomorrow, but we might be back live, man. We got a couple people that have reached out to potentially come on the show, had some scheduling issues. And there's no UFC tomorrow like I thought there was. I thought we were going to be doing a fight companion tomorrow, but it is next week. UFC 228 is September 8th, so if you guys want to watch the fucking Jon Jones interview, check that shit out on YouTube. It's in Russian. He talks about Sonnen versus Fedor, McGregor versus Khabib, DC versus Lesnar, Jones versus DC. A lot of stuff. So yeah, man, hope you guys enjoyed the show. And it is what it is. I don't think I got much else to say. Motherfucking subscribe to UFC Yankovic. Might be full-time MMA too soon. That channel might be shadow banned already, honestly. I'm gonna have to make sure that one's not. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to make a new one because we tried to watch UFC 4 over there and got copyright struck, so I can't live stream over there for 3 months. Either way, man, it is what it is. We'll be back. It's the motherfucking daily grind. Whether we're here tonight, motherfucking in the daytime, we're gonna be here sometime tomorrow. You know how it goes. So thank y'all for coming through, chilling, and motherfucking being a part of the stream tonight. Hit the thumbs up button if you're finished biting your bagels. Please don't be a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, and let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. And fuck it, why not go out with the motherfucking show? UFC Yankovic, the best MMA parody channel on YouTube. I don't know who this guy is, but I'm gonna tell you, he's super fucking talented. This UFC Yankovic guy, it might actually be Weird Al in the flesh, but just in a voice disguiser and doing his UFC shit. Because this motherfucker is talented. I don't know who does it, but I'm just gonna play one of his songs. Like, fuck it. McGregor versus Khabib? Fuck it, McGregor versus Khabib. We're out of here. Where's McBeeb at?
I'm MMA right now.
They call me Conor McGregor, there's no one better. I'm a fuck Khabib up, then go rematch for money, Mayweather. If this dog shit Dagestani thinks he can stand with me, I'll damage him and leave him panicking. Let Russia know I am the king, I don't like you, won't even pretend to try to. I've waited this long to fight you, you shouldn't have fucked with my crew. You ambush Artem Lobov in the hotel lobby, so we went and called gang. Now I'm coked up off of Molly, now I'm coming to the stage. So I think that you should probably stay the fuck up out my way. Somebody get me a dolly. Yo, Conor McGregor, what the fuck is wrong with you? Come here, let me smash you like chicken, just let me humble you. You take all these drugs, but you won't take home a W. If we fight in UFC or if we fight with guns and crews. No, let me stop it, you don't want me to take it there. If you want, you can take a bear, send location, and I'll be there.